Instagram saying that, why are you watching a Netflix movie? Why did you come and join this session? I hope you're not Netflixing and chilling on this webinar. Let's not chill. Just to introduce myself, my name is Ashwin. I am the head of marketing at Instoried. I have about 10 years of experience as a digital marketer. Started, startup in Hyderabad, and I have written a lot of blogs. In fact, I got my first job because I was a blogger. I actually started as a freelance writer. I'm sure Minank also agrees. Minank also, I think, has some similar experience like that.
Yeah, started as a writer, so yeah.
Started as a writer, that now we are here, right? So
Yep.
that's the opposite of started from the bottom. I have written for a lot of tech blogs. That's as part of my earliest, I would say, occupation. I've written blogs like track.in, NDTV Gadgets. I've also written for Your Story. One of my articles is still out there. If you search for me, I'm sure you'll find that article as well. So I love blogs. I'm sure you guys also are either readers of blogs or creators of blogs. I want to understand from you guys, if you can put it in the chat, like Udit said, what is your favorite blog? If you guys have a blog, why don't you comment it on the chat box so that I can look at what people generally read, what's the kind of blogs they read. It can be any blog. It can be a comedian's blog. It can be tech blog. It can be marketing blog. If you have a favorite blog, put it out in the chat. So that we can also take a look at what are people reading. So
Awesome. Before Ashwin, you start the presentation further, guys. I think we should talk about giveaways because we know you all love giveaways, right? And how can we do a webinar without a giveaway? So we're gonna have the first giveaway would be just head to your Instagram, take a screenshot or take a video of this session, post it on your story, right? And just tag @PitchGround and @Instoried. That's all you have to do, right? One lucky winner is gonna get an Instoried code. Second, whoever stays right till the end will pick one winner who will get PitchGround t-shirt and Instoried code. And the third one would be the favorite question of the founders, right? So we have Ashwin over here this time. So Ashwin is going to pick the best question. Make sure that you flood in the QA section with your questions. Do not go away without taking the value, right? If you have any question, if you're stuck anywhere, want to know how to get started with your journey with blogs, we'll again, there is going to be an upcoming session with SEO very soon with Instoried, right? So the next session is going to be about SEO. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the SEO session as well. So that's going to be the next one with Instoried, where we will be showing you how you can write draft, how you can get the articles done, and then how you can start optimizing things and then post it on your blog. Because ultimately, that's the whole point. You're writing for your readers. You are writing to make sure that you can discover new users who are looking for information, and then you can convert them. That's where the emotion comes in, right? Because no one just wants to read, right? If you need to have a better conversions, you need to drive it by emotions. You cannot just generate random contents and expect people to take action on it, right? We'll be talking about all of those things, right? So guys, again, make sure that you take these 3 actions, right? And who knows, we might do some random stuff and random further giveaways of PitchGround credits and stuff throughout the webinar. But if you leave, you're going to miss out on all of these things, plus the value on top of that, which is like the icing on the cake, right? Do not miss out, guys. So Ashwin, over to you now.
All right, back. I can see a lot of guys have commented their favorite blogs as well. Awesome to see. I see that somebody's put Dichotomy of Irony. Very interesting name. I'll check it out myself. There's a lot of interesting blogs about transformation, coaching, fitness, cybersecurity. That's also interesting. So you read blogs with either 2 intentions, right? One is because you want to learn something, or because you want to entertain people, you entertain yourself. You can have a good time when you're reading a blog, whether it's funny, whether it's interesting, pop culture, whatever it is. So everybody knows blogs are important, but do we really understand what is the value of blogs? I want to also understand from the kind of people over here, if you can let me know, what do you do? Are you students? Are you marketers? Are you working right now? Are you writers yourself and you're looking to understand something about blogs, so that I can also tweak my presentation on the go and give you some more value? I have done obviously a presentation keeping some things in mind, but I definitely love to add more value and give you your worth, of that 1 hour or 2 hours that you're going to spend with us. Ishita, you're a student and a teacher, and I know you're upset that you don't get any giveaways. I'll be happy to help you out there if you ask a very good question. Who knows, maybe you might win something. I have never written a blog, Franz Shampoo, agency owner, Swapnil. So obviously you are all about the blogs. Apur Sharma recently joined Songfest as congratulations. Harsha, e-commerce marketer, want to write, however, sometimes something stops him. I get it completely. Writer's block is also an issue. People don't have time. Madhura, copywriter, so you're obviously writing, I'm sure. Beginning content writer, cybersecurity students. Oh, okay. So beginning my journey as a blogger. A lot of beginning guys over here, I can see. Never written a blog, never written a blog. Student, want to write a blog. Poet and freelance writer. Nikita, why don't you take this session? Great. Shadapti is a freelance writer. Tarannum is also a student. So a lot of beginning guys. So great news for you guys. This could be the day that you start your first blog, and I hope you really do. By the way, is my screen being shared? Can you guys see the screen? Type yes. Yeah, awesome. Great. Let me just make it full screen and see if it works. All right. Okay, so just like I said, this webinar is all about building badass blogs. How do you build your blogs? It's not just about a blog post alone, but if you're just starting off today, what are things that you should look at before you start? Why should you start, first of all? And then more importantly, what are the things that you should keep in mind when you're creating a great blog? What are the things that you should have in place when you want to build your blog, build an audience, work on your content? So everything I'll try and cover. Any questions, happy to take it at the end of the session as well. So to start with, just to introduce ourselves, like I said, I'm the head of marketing at Instoried. Instoried is a very young startup. We've just created an amazing tool that we've just pitched on PitchGround, which helps people optimize their content's emotions, optimize the content's tones, but also in future we'll be adding a grammar and spell checker feature and a content generation feature. So if you are a blogger, you're just starting off, or you are someone who's looking to write something and you're getting stuck at any point, we're going to be an end-to-end writing platform that helps you create great content. And we've helped a lot of Fortune 500 companies. We are helping over 50,000 users right now. And, we are constantly working towards improving our tool. That's done. Now I'll just get to the topic. So first of all, why should we blog? Now, I'm sure there are a few agency owners here who are investing so heavily on social media marketing or advertising, search engine advertising, Facebook advertising, even the organic social media. Very few people actually do blogs justice. They might start a blog. You'll see a lot of companies have blogs in the beginning, but they completely let it go. They don't really even bother maintaining that blog. You'd see a lot of companies have a blog that had their last post in 2012, and after that they've stopped posting. Why is that? Why are people not really taking blogs seriously? Because you should. These are the reasons why blogs are important. First of all, there are about 400 million people who view about 20 billion pages on the internet today. 70 million posts are published every day, every single day. Can you believe 70 million people or 17 million content pieces are published on the internet every single day? And 77 million comments are published on these blogs every month. So you have a lot of people are creating content, and a lot of people are investing in that content as well. They're actually reading your content. So why not join that, right? That's as good as you're saying, okay, there are people who are making so much money on Instagram, there are people who are making so much money on YouTube, there's so many videos being generated every day on YouTube. Blog is the original content marketing engine. Blogs still help businesses. If you're a business guy or you work for a startup, few of you are already working for startups or agencies, websites with blogs actually do better. They get indexed faster. They have higher number of leads coming in because of SEO. Marketers are also able to get a higher return on investment because they are getting that steady flow of traffic. So if you're a marketer, it makes, you have to invest in blogs. You have to use blogs to up your social media game. You have to use blogs to, and SEO together to get higher traffic, higher conversions, and get them at lower costs. And just look at the number of brands that have literally started as blogs or use blogs to become big. Neil Patel, everybody knows Neil Patel. He's, the, what do you call, the marketing guru for most of us, or all of us, in fact, started from a blog. Moz, SEO Moz that everybody uses, they want to learn SEO, literally started as a blog. It was a community for SEO guys, right? HubSpot uses blogs very, very aggressively. SEMrush uses blogs. BuzzFeed, literally a blog. It started as a couple of guys aggregating stories, and then it became a media giant. Huffington Post started as a blog, became a media giant. So there's so many people, so many brands that have started from being a blog. And so it makes all the sense, and it's never too late for you guys to actually start. Now, I can see there are a lot of guys over here who are students who are just starting off as writers. Why should you blog? It's because blogs are your resume. If you are a writer, if you're a content writer or a freelance writer looking for work, your blog is your resume. You will show your content. You can show content in various niches. You can show a content that's tech based. You can show a political story. You can show creative writing, poetry skills, anything you want to in your own blog. You can create different blogs for different kind of content, and that becomes your online resume. I can tell you, in my 10 years of experience hiring people, I have hired content writers, marketers, even young guys, based on how well they write online, what is their understanding of a blog. Because when you create a blog, you're not just creating content, you are trying to market that content, you're trying to grow your audience, you're trying to attract people. So your blog is your first resume. If you want to get into marketing, you have to have a blog, you have to have invested. It can be a blog about anything. It can be a blog about your personal life. It can be a blog about random writings that you do. It can be a blog about sports, anything. But you should have an interest, you should have a blog, and you should actually invest in marketing that for you to understand pretty much everything there is about digital marketing or marketing in general. For companies, it is important for you to have a blog. If you have a blog, it is where people will go and read about you. Everybody has an about section on their site, but very few people actually invest in blogs and write content on blogs. Because if you write content on blogs, you are showing that you are not just creating products, you're creating solutions. You are telling people these are the problems that we have we have learned about. We have solutions to these problems. That's in our blog. So all the examples that I've given you, whether it's HubSpot, you look at MailChimp, you look at SEMrush, all these guys have products, but they are more known for their blogs, because their blogs give such good value. When people are searching online, they find articles that actually build their presence. It is a permanent presence for you. You might have a social media page. You might have, say, you're running advertisement. You are probably doing everything, banner advertisements, and you're doing maybe billboards and television advertisements. Most of those things disappear if you stop. If you stop paying for that billboard, it's gone. If you stop paying for digital advertisement, it is gone. But once a blog is published and you're actually getting people, it stays as long as you obviously keep it. So it is your permanent online presence. You might have written a blog, say 10 years ago, people might still be finding you today. That is the beauty of blogs. It attracts potential recruiters. Like I said, I myself have looked at people's blogs. I have hired people because of those blogs. It attracts audiences for you if you are a creator. It attracts customers for you if you are a brand or a startup. So there is no reason why you should not be blogging. Blogs have the highest comes to customers, because a lot of people first like what you do before they actually buy from you, instead of buying from you and then trying to like you. So if you write a blog, you've written for a long time. Like I said, the biggest example is SEO Moz. Literally started as a blog, which was a community for experts to come together, discuss about what works on Google. And then that ballooned into a product today. Today, there are different products that Moz itself has, including the Moz bar and the different solutions that they have, which helps future marketers, digital marketers. But that all started because of a blog. So you should really, really work towards, retention of those customers, building reputation and authority. If you want to be something today, if you want to be, say, like I remember there being a crypto science expert in the group. If you want to be a crypto science expert, you should start collating all the knowledge that you have, put it in a blog, create your blog. Once you create your blog, you're doing two things. One is you are yourself retaining all that knowledge for yourself. If you've learned something for that blog, you've written it down. By the time you write it down, you have memorized it. Second is you are letting people know that these are things that you have learned. Third thing is people who don't even know you might actually discover you because of the articles that you've written. So you build your reputation, you build an authority. The last thing is, of course, because if you do invest in SEO and you do a great job of SEO, we'll discuss that obviously in the future webinar. But if you do invest in SEO, you would actually start seeing amazing traffic, amazing customer acquisition at very, very low, dirt cheap prices. So these are all the reasons why you should be blogging. So I just want to understand from you guys, are you guys interested in blogging right now? Do you want to start blogging? Let me know in the comments. I can't see the comments.
We're already seeing a lot of interest. Wow. I hope you guys stay interested like this after the webinar as well, and not just during the webinar.
Oh no, you should. I would personally read every one of your blogs. If you can just send us market at Instoried. I'll personally come and read your blogs. I will be happy to do that.
Oh,
but
Ashwin, why don't we do that? If along with that, if someone has written an article using Instoried and published it on your blog, we would actually love to feature you guys on as well as on Instoried at the same time, right?
Hell yeah.
So let us help you push your initial blog that otherwise you guys might not get, right? You're talking about thousands of people viewing your blog, right?
Yep.
Guys, again,
we'll be happy to feature. We'll be more than happy to feature.
We're all ready to help you guys. But again, if you don't take action, we cannot do anything, right? We can push you guys, right? We can try to push you guys off the cliff. But after that, you have to learn how to fly and save yourself, right? And that's where the fun comes in, right? We can push you in the swimming pool, but if you cannot swim, right, we'll be there to save you, but you have to attempt to learn how to swim, right? That's what is so important when you are getting started, right? It's all about getting started today and not tomorrow. This is something that I say in every single webinar, that it's the difference between someone being successful and not successful is someone taking action and someone not taking action.
Yep.
Assuming that I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that 5 years ago. Do it today. No one is stopping you, right? What is going to happen in the future, you can decide that today. What has happened in the past is not in your control. You cannot go back and fix it. You can definitely have a better future, right? But take action. That's all you need to do. Ashwin.
Yeah, so three things to make it successful: start, stay motivated, and third is never stop. So you have to get started, very important. And I see a lot of people saying, I have written a blog after such a long time, or people saying that I've never got around to start. First of all, start. If you've started, there is no reason to stop. You can take your own time. You can publish it once a month if you have to, but you are constantly changing as a writer. You're learning new things. People are constantly discovering you. If you keep doing what you're doing, this is a lesson to myself as I'm speaking, but to be honest, we are all learning today, right? You have to keep doing what you're doing. Keep writing. It can be a small article. You don't have to write 3,000 word articles every time. It can be a small update saying that I have nothing to say today. Sure enough. But if you have an audience, a retained audience, don't lose them out. They actually believe in you. Blog audience are the most loyal people. So exactly, Shirley, that's right. Content is linked to consistency. No matter what you do, be consistent and work towards your blog. So I'm so happy. I'm so glad to see so many people are saying they're interested in starting. I want to really hope, I really hope today you get started, or use a weekend, maybe think about your blog, start your domain. And like I said, I promise you, cross my heart, I will share the blogs that are created. You let me know that you've created it on Instoried, tag us. We'll be happy to share your blogs. We'll be really, really happy to bring you the audience that you're looking at. Good question. I'll get back to the questions later. All right. So now that you've decided to get started on blogs, what are the elements that you should look at when you're building your blog, right? what are the things that you should have that makes a good blog, a great blog? First of all, find a niche. Now, when I say find a niche, you don't really have to go very, very narrow, but find something that you truly believe in, first of all. Don't just start a blog that you will write 2 articles about and then you are done. You're not interested in that blog anymore. Find a niche that you are interested in. Say, for example, I'm very, very interested in cooking. I love watching MasterChef. I love watching, Hell's Kitchen and all these cooking shows. And, I also ran a cooking channel for some time. Then I would be interested in writing about that niche. I would be obviously interested in writing new recipes, maybe sharing my experience with some program that I watched, or which is cooking related, maybe rating different restaurants that I visited, whatever that is. That is my niche. I like that niche. Say you like, for example, anime. Are there any Naruto fans or I don't know, Dragon Ball Z fans or latest animes that are out there? You could probably start a fan blog. You could just write your own fan fiction for that, or you could probably talk about what you liked about the last episode of the anime that you saw. So find a niche and be that niche should be very, very appealing to you. For the next point, which is that you should be able to publish consistently, because if you like something, there is a sports team that you follow and you like them, you follow them constantly, that will help you stay motivated. You can actually write more and more about that topic. So find a niche that works for you. Offer value. Now, what do you mean by value? Value can be in the form of entertainment, value can be in the form of knowledge, value can be in the form of you know even good criticism, right? Like, you have a lot of critical reviewers out there. You have to offer some kind of value, which the person at the end of reading that article or halfway through the article, the person should be motivated to read the rest of it. They should be motivated to share that article. So you are writing something, don't just write with the intention of getting the person hooked to you, right? So always offer value at the end of their blog. Tell them, let them feel like, oh, I didn't think about this, or wow, kya baat bula. I'm sorry, there might be a lot of non-Hindi people over here, but I mean, wow, great thought. I wish I had thought of that. So always offer value. So, and next very important thing is market your blog. If you're writing, don't write in secret. Don't think that, okay, I will write this and someday they will discover me. Nobody is going to discover you. To be honest, nobody cares. You have to go out there and keep pitching to people saying that, hey, I've been writing this on my blog, or I have, you find people who are in that same niche as yours and maybe collaborate with them. Tell them, like, why don't you write for me, which becomes a user generated content, right? You tell them, why don't you also contribute to my blog? I'll be happy to contribute to yours. Work together. Or you share this blog in communities that are in your niche. If you are a Chelsea fan, let's say, don't hate me for it, but if you're a Chelsea Football Club fan, you can tell other people who are also Chelsea Football Club fans, and I just started a blog, I've just written about this footballer who's potentially going to join in the club. If you're an RCB fan, you can rant about why RCB has not been doing well for such a long time. If you are say if you're a MasterChef fan, you can talk about all the seasons that have happened in MasterChef, which was the episode that you didn't like, which was the elimination that you didn't like, and then have that conversation. While having that conversation, plug your blog. Let people know. Let people discover your blog. The only way they'll discover your blog is if you market it. Make engagement and commenting easy. There are a lot of blogs out there who don't even put a basic comment section below it. I know they might not be interested in feedback from people because they might feel like, okay, I don't want to get hate from people. I don't want to get negative comments. I don't want to be subjected to that. This is my thoughts. Fair enough. But the problem with shutting off your commenting or engagement is that people who love you also can't tell you that they love you. People who hate you are very vocal, that's true. But people who love your content, who relate your content, should also be able to engage with it. They should be able to comment too. They should be able to add value on their own. So make sure that you have commenting and engagement. There are a lot of plugins. If you use WordPress, for example, there are plugins like Discuss that lets you do that. There are other default plugins that lets you add a comment section to your blog. Let people comment on your blog, give you feedback, make it easy for them to share online. So have a social plugin, social media plugin, so that people can immediately share your content, build the audience. Think about SEO integration. If especially if it's a niche, there are chances that you can actually gain audience through SEO. So think about making sure that there is, a meta description, your titles are taken care of, your headlines are taken care of, the basics are taken care of with the plugins. You have Yoast SEO and all those other plugins that you can use on WordPress that will help your traffic grow. And think about thought leadership and original content. When you write about a niche that you like, there's a chance that you probably know the most about that thing. So you will be obviously creating thought leadership, you'll be creating great content, you would be creating content that others want to talk about, others want to read, and invest in that. And mostly when you can, this is especially for people who have been blogging from a long time, who had a blog and they've stopped blogging. You might probably go back and edit existing content, add one more point to that existing content, maybe add more facts to that existing content, which helps your content become refreshed. It goes back, on top for search also. The more refreshed your content is, the more fresh your content is, a chance that it will do better on search also. But even your existing audiences will see that, okay, you are going back to old content, you are adding your new perspective to that old content. So do that, make sure that you add on to existing content. How should a good blog post look? What are the things that should be there in a good blog post? Your headline is the most important asset for your blog. It's like your name. It's what pulls people, right? So always work on magnetic headlines. Luckily for you, of course, there is a way to do that. We'll talk about it at the end of this session, where you can create great headlines. But always look for catchy, compelling headlines that have, say, a power word, they have a personalization of some sort, they have numbers, and they use action verbs. So if you look at, I'll take you through a few blogs as well as an example, and I'll dive deeper into this point. But there is a hack towards writing good headlines. Always work on your headlines. Get yourself a headline generator analysis tool if you want to, or look at others, how they write their headlines, and get your headline fixed. If you're not writing great headlines, the chances are people will not read what's happening after that. Build a compelling lead in. So compelling lead in is basically the introduction on your headline, or the preview text you will see on Google and all. There's a text that shows up right under the headline. That part has to be compelling. It has to be something that shows to people that there's some value that they're going to get after reading this headline, and this is what this topic is about, and they will feel like, I have to read this. All your blogs that you build, always try and break it into smaller chunks, have sub headlines that actually compel people to read further, build a very informative, engaging body, use a lot of images, and have a nice CTA at the end. So a CTA for personal blog is literally, to subscribe, or, to follow you wherever on social media. For brands and companies, it could be, buy this product, or try out this demo, schedule a demo, or try out a trial product for the product. So have a very, very powerful CTA, something that is relevant to the blog and that adds to your blog, that becomes like an action that they take. They've spent, let's say, 20, 30 minutes on your blog. They should be able to think, what should they do next? You should tell them, okay, this is something that you can do to take action. Have relevant internal links. This is especially for people who are working on SEO, meta description, internal linking. They're all very important, because essentially, you are right, you've been constantly creating content, so you want to build bridges between that content. You want to get people to read another follow-up article if possible on the topic that you've written about. Maybe you've written something in the past and you don't want to really get into detail again this time. So what you do is, I've already written this, why don't you go there and read the rest of it? It could be about anything. Say, let's say tomorrow, like I said, you're doing a cooking blog. So you've already written, say, a recipe for, how to make a cake, and it happens so that the current recipe also involves making that cake. So you just say, I am not going to write about the cake now. Go and read that blog. So it increases the number of page views that you get. It gets retention. People start following your blog more consistently because you're tying different blogs together. So always work towards internal links, work towards adding meta description for your SEOs, work on infographics and images. Make sure that you have great infographics and images. A blank just text blog usually does not work. Always try to illustrate points with an image. If you illustrate points with an image, like I said, an image is equal to 1,000 words, people are more likely to remember things. Always go for shorter content and bulletins if you can. So if you're writing blogs, don't write long paragraphs. Chances are today people don't have the attention span. So always put short bullet points. If you have 10 things to say, 10 short subheadings with the points inside them. If you have 20 things to say, again, the same thing, shorter, keep it within the reading time should be less than 2-3 minutes. That's it. You should be able to read a point, grasp it, quickly move on to the next. And that works not just for blogs, any kind of content that you create today, whether it's blogs, books, anything that you write. Try and have shorter content. Don't try and have larger text blogs. Always cut it down. And always work towards building blogs with at least 1,500 words in length. Shorter content might work based on the niche that you're in. There might be not a lot of content that you might write if it's like a small poem, right? You can't say, I'm going to write a poem worth 1,500 words. Obviously not. But if you're writing something about certain niches or certain places, make sure that you are able to write 1,500 words, because that is the kind of length that Google appreciates. And this is purely for search engine. Build decent content on each of the pages and let people spend time on your blog. So do all that. Make sure that you have social media plugins, add your relevant. So if you see most of the good blogs, the structure is basically there is a blog, there are all these relevant related blogs on this side. You would also have maybe some 2-3 articles below so that people can quickly see what they can read next, which helps people stay. And invest in social media plugins. Have a way for people to share and promote your content. Always have a good conclusion if you can. If there is a conclusion, it depends on that. But if there is a good conclusion, always invest in a good conclusion in the end with a good CTA. That's the way you create a great blog. So I hope you guys are finding value in this. If you are, please leave it in the comments saying that you are finding value. Thanks, Harsha. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, great. Oh, great.
Indeed. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I could cry, but I won't. but so yes, I noticed somewhere people have written, can you share a link to your blog? To be honest, now I moved to podcast. I'll share your podcast link as well. But I will. If you can do search Ashwin Nair, you should be able to find my blogs that I've written in the past for different companies in different media houses. So I've written for, like I said, Your Story, NDTV Gadgets, Track.in, tech-related articles as well. So do take a look at that. But I'm so glad. And the follow-up question to you guys: how many of you guys are now going to start blogging if they're not started?
Me.
Yo, Meenak.
Yeah. That's me. You guys are gonna see my updates in the PitchGround Facebook group. That's my accountability. I've said it in public. Now I can't take back. I'll be starting my blog this weekend. Tomorrow I'm just gonna write my first article based on all the tips that I'm learning. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. What's your niche going to be?
Either productivity or marketing. I'm going to choose between these two.
Oh, absolutely. Great niches.
That's all we know, marketing and sales. And that's what everyone wants to learn, marketing
Yeah,
and sales,
Yeah.
right?
absolutely. I would, like I said, I think I've told this before also. You guys should start a review blog, which
Just
basically reviews
start.
all the PitchGround products that you have used, because you're the biggest users there are. I'm sure people would love to hear, what
So
are the
we're
various
actually,
products.
instead of writing, we're actually planning to do like a session of webinar. This was a great suggestion made by someone that help us create something from scratch, right?
Yeah,
Show us a webinar, a series of like 5, 6 webinars where we build out a website from scratch. We build out email templates from scratch. We set up a landing page from scratch. We set up an ads from scratch and start generating leads and then nurture them using email sequences, right? It cannot be
yeah,
done in one webinar. So what we are doing is we're still planning it out, because it has to be like every single day. It cannot be one and then another next week and then the following week, because people would not really able to understand these things. And plus, if there is a break of a week of time, there is a very hard chance that it will be very hard for you to even remember what we did last time, right? So we kind of like just planning that out in terms of how we can really execute it to the perfection. We're generating the slides and contents and everything. So very soon we'll make an announcement about it, where we will be building things from scratch. We'll be setting up the leads and everything. Let's say we'll be setting up a marketing agency from scratch, right? So we'll start from there. We'll set up everything. We'll show people how to do things, and then we'll start generating leads. And then we were not going to follow up, because we're not going to sell them anything, or maybe just
yeah,
start selling them PitchGround products itself, right? So we'll
yeah.
set up an agency maybe to sell software automations, right, or software stuff. So that would be our niche that we are kind of like thinking behind the scene, that we will be setting up this agency. And again, this can be replicated in any niche, right? So you
Yeah.
can be an agency of anything. We can start a writing agency. The process will remain the same. So we want to demonstrate the exact process right from the start to the end, and like no slides, just real practical knowledge. So that's something that we
Perfect.
are setting up, guys. If any one of you is interested in it, drop in yes, or just drop in interested. And what we're going to do is we're going to share a Discord link with all of you guys, so that we can connect in a much more close way. We will be very approachable. Let's say even Ashwin would be very approachable. We'll rope Ashwin in so that you guys can annoy him after getting it. So
I'm
we'll take
happy
care
to.
of that, and then we will keep you guys updated, and all the questions and everything that you guys gonna have. We'll try to bring in the founders and make sure that you guys have a great way of connecting and networking with each other. Plus, at the same time, learn. And at the same time, we will be doing this throughout, right? We will be making this a 1 week session, where we will be doing a 2 hour session from Monday to Friday. This will be a five webinar live series. It's not going to be pre-recorded,
Wow.
nothing, right? We never do pre-recorded ever. So it will be a live session, and you guys will learn from scratch how to start an agency. No bullshit, no crap. We would show you how to generate the leads, and we'll show you the email nurturing sequences and stuff, and you can implement this in any kind of business, any kind of niche when you're building an agency. So we'll be doing this. This is going to come in a while, most likely next month, because again, this requires a good amount of planning, and we want to make sure everything is like extremely prepared for you guys. But this is going to come next month, and we hope more and more agencies are born starting from the month of August and September, who can start their livelihood, who can start generating about 3 grand to 5 grand a month, pocket in, and just start growing a business, right? And then at the same time, we'll also then talk about OKRs, and all of a sudden there is a huge buzz around OKR after we posted a couple of posts. So that webinar is also going to come up. So we might rope in a small section about OKR, because team building process is so very important when you are starting any sort of agency, because you cannot do everything yourself, right? Even if
Yeah.
you're outsourcing any of the work, you still have to have a good process in place, right? So we want to make sure that all of those things are covered, and not just some random videos and random courses that are out there, right? That is trying to pocket in money from you. All of these sessions would be absolutely free. No upsells, no downsells, nothing, guys. So this is going to be coming up very shortly. I'm going to be dropping in the Discord link in just about a few minutes. So without taking much of your time, Ashwin, over to you.
That is awesome. I am really looking forward to that. I would personally be joining it as well, whether it's to help you guys or learn from you guys. I'd really love that. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to the sessions that you do. So I'm also glad to see a lot of people are interested in starting blogs. They are working on their next blog. I would love, like I said, I repeat again, you mark Instoried on Twitter or on Instagram. We'd be happy to check it out, and we will do your first promotion as well. So go ahead and start that exercise. So just some examples of blogs that work, right? Why they work. This is not really about, okay, these are some blogs. There are hundreds and thousands of blogs. This is not the, this is not the complete set of blogs, but these are some people who have either become famous or they're using their blogs and they're making good money, and you can learn a lot from their examples. So let me just quickly show you, some of these blogs in action. Why they matter, what are the things that they do that have helped them become successful. So everybody knows Neil Patel. If you have ever thought about being a digital marketer, Neil Patel is the kind of guy that comes into your mind immediately. Why does Neil Patel work? He literally invests in content. He actually and also invests in a lot of pop-ups that I can't help with. Let me just close this. All right. So if you look at Neil Patel's blogs,
It tells,
pop-up, yeah, I know.
it works. No matter, sometimes you might see like it could be annoying, right? And that's what you want to put up in your blog. But if you don't do that, people wouldn't know where to subscribe and they will just leave, right?
Absolutely.
So you have to make sure that you put a pop-up, and you can always tweak in your settings, right? So when you're going on the first time, you're visiting for the first time, you can just set up a session where it just shows 2 times a day. So if someone like revisits, it will still show. And if they have subscribed, make sure that you can add actions and stuff where it's not going to show ever again unless and until they change their browser and stuff, right? So all those technologies are already out there. So make sure that you always do that. Like, this is so very important because you're building for your audience. You need to let the audience know, please subscribe.
Absolutely. So the idea is, obviously you are creating a blog, you want people to take some kind of action. So whether it's a pop-up or you use, say, one of those slide up kind of things, or you have constant buttons throughout the content, whatever it is your way of doing it, you can. People have already decided to invest their time with you. You want to make sure that you maximize it. Go ahead, have those things, but always try to keep it in limits initially. That is, initially when you're building your reputation, try and keep it less. People like you for being less marketing and more content initially, so that you get the kind of reputation. What you would notice about Neil Patel is he again has covered articles across all niches in digital marketing, and every article that he writes, most of the time his subject line is best this, best that, best CRM software, or best call center software, best business process, whatever it is. So his subject line is very short. It uses a superlative word, and then it would be things that people typically search. So his strategy is to appeal to search engines, get people to come or the website and find out, if they're searching for certain things, like that it's searching for best shared hosting companies. Neil Patel wants to be ranked high over there, drive traffic to his site. So his subline is it's covering the complete niche. He finds new things within the niche, gets content created for that. So this could be your strategy as well. You could just create a bunch of articles.
Ashwin, I'm kind of losing you. Hello, Ashwin?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we're kind of losing you. Your screen is getting stuck.
Right. My internet went a little unstable. I hope I'm back now.
Yeah, perfect. So there's just a
Awesome.
question someone is asking, can you start blogging for free? Absolutely, you can start blogging for free. You don't need anything. Absolutely, right? If you don't even want to spend money on hosting, just go and sign up for free WordPress. That's it, right? Get your domain. So it will be domain.wordpress.com. That's it. Start a blog. You can buy everything else right away. The only thing that you can potentially do is maybe get a subdomain. Maybe you can do it directly from WordPress, which is going to cost you maybe about $10, which is about 700 Indian rupees. That's it, right? I'm pretty sure that you can skip Zomato and Swiggy for a week.
You can buy a domain for 99 rupees, right?
No, you cannot, because most of the time there is an upsell where you have to buy the second year as well.
Yeah.
So that's where the tricky comes in. So again, it's better to like just get for 1 year, because Again, many people don't know whether they're going to sustain, they're going to continue. So always start with the least investment, get started, and then you have your whole life to grow and invest, right? You can put in all your efforts, because once you start seeing some results, it becomes such a big motivational factor that you want to devote more and more of your time, which is okay, which is, we are all humans, right? So that is very understandable, a process that we usually follow.
Right. So exactly. So you can start for absolutely nothing. You can start with WordPress, and get started on blog or Medium. Use Medium, and you could just maintain a blog on Medium itself. So, and there's a
I think there is something known as a Substack as well, which is again free. It also comes with email marketing software for free. You can
oh
send out
wow.
your subscribers and send out emails to your subscribers for free.
Right.
Just
So,
that's what's
so
available.
plenty of tools out there. The only thing you need to do is think about what you're going to blog and just start blogging. Once you start blogging, you will start finding. There's always a learning curve when it comes to, how do you get that word out? What are the things that you can do to optimize your blog? What are the plugins that you can use? Those things you can always learn and invest in. Some time googling, and you will find out everything about it. So this Neil Patel, for example, is a great resource for you to also learn about blogging. He himself tells you to start blogging. If you go to his site, one of the first actions he says is, if you want to start digital marketing, start a blog, and then start using some of his tools and suggestions that you have on the internet. So go ahead and do that. Another example that I found was fascinating, in fact, was this blog called Pinch of Yum. Is a recipe. It's literally a person writing recipes on the internet, but Pinch of Yum actually put its revenue. I can find that section somewhere. It's essentially they literally put the kind of money they were generating once they started blogging. So they started with something as low as $20 a month, to a point where they were earning $5,000, $10,000, and they have documented all of that effort, which is not related to cooking, but they've actually done that because they want to inform other people. What is the life of a blogger like? What are the things that you can do, to improve your blog? What are the various ways in which you can earn money as a blogger? So that could be something that you can start on top of your project, and try and build small lists. Like you can see here, they have lists about vegan recipes, soup recipes. So this is another important lesson. Always have categorization when you create your blog. Think about all the kind of categories that you can have, that can drive traffic to you, that can drive user engagement to you, and always catalog articles under different categories. So this is another lesson that you can take with you. And Pinch of Yum, in fact, stopped reporting their revenues, but they were doing upwards, six-figure amount at some point. So, and that's from a cooking recipe, blog. So it doesn't matter what blog you really want to start. You could start a cooking blog, or like the Penny Hoarder, which is a financial advice blog. Moz, which was, like I said, a community of SEO guys who started as a blog, and now they are multi-million-dollar company. So the idea is blogs have amazing potential. You decide what are the things that you want to cover, what are the topics that you want to cover, create proper categories under them, have content being generated, plan your content. If you can't sit actually and work on a weekend, you can decide the month's calendar completely, and you can invest maybe in that content as well. Whether it is by hiring writers, if you want to add to your blog, this is eventually, not initially, but you can actually start investing in content, get folks to contribute to your content, get people to engage with your content. So Moz does that very well. Moz has something called as the Moz community itself, which literally, they are guest writers who still contribute to Moz. They still write articles about SEO, obviously for backlinks, but you are encouraging people who are of the same mentality as yours, who are in the same niche as yours, to collaborate with you. So that's an important lesson. You don't have to always write the content always. You don't have to always maintain the blog yourself. You can let your users, you can let your community contribute and run the blog for you. So that could be a great way for you to build engagement, keep engagement, have a community, think about a community of like-minded people, and let users generate content for you. You can obviously have very high content standards. You can say, I'm not going to accept half the people who are sending me content. I will only accept, say, 2 people or 3 people per month, and they have to be the best content. So, but still, because you are not writing that content, you're getting that additional time for you to market that blog, build, or work on your own content, improve the blog in different ways. So it's good to have blogs as a collaborative efforts as well. If you are, college students, you could just create a blog with 3 people, 4 people, they'll write one article, and suddenly you have 4 articles written with, for the month. So like I said, the important points is, one, find the niche, try and explore that niche, find try and find new ways that you can build categories, expand on those categories. Third thing is, invest in user generated content, get the community to contribute for you so that you can constantly engage in that content and build authority. So HubSpot is again a great example of, someone who's built authority over time. They've created great content that people like to read. And they do everything, across marketing. They really started initially with, one niche, and now they're expanding even further, getting more and more into it. So you can actually add value, build value to the readers. So these are some examples of blogs. You can find your own examples. If you're a writer, you can write a blog about sports. Any niche that you can find, you will find success stories there. You can learn from them. How do they, create their blog? What is the kind of look that the blog has? How does the individual pages look? What are the things that they do to make engagement better? And you create great uh, great looking blogs with great content. So that's pretty much the list of blogs that we have. And finally, I want to talk about, if you are starting up blogging right now and you want help with certain things, like for example, you want to create high impact headlines. Like I mentioned, great headlines do a great job for you. You want to create blogs with the right tone and right emotion, because the kind of audience that you build over time, if your tonality or your emotion changes, the impact of it goes down. If you want to create an SEO optimized blog, you want to create original content, you want to use a tool like Instoried. You want to be able to um, you know find out if your headline is good enough. You want to be able to find out if the content that you generate is original, or if it's been copied unknowingly. And the chances are, if you have plagiarized content within your blog, say you enable user generated content, so people are contributing to your blog, you can find out in advance if that person has copied that content from somewhere while they are sending it to you, before you publish it. And you can also find out what the overall tone is for your blog. You want to keep a certain tone for your blog. You don't want to publish overly negative articles on blogs that don't belong in the same emotional range as yours. A cooking blog is supposed to be happy, maybe, maybe a blog about depression and anxiety, you want to be hopeful. So you don't want to get overly negative with those blogs. So you want to manage the overall tone, the overall emotion of that blogs. You can do that. And that's what Instoried helps you do. I will take you through the tool so that you can understand, how we do that. What are the things that a particular blog would need with the help of Instoried? And after that, we'll be happy to take any questions that you might have. So this is an example of a blog, that's already published on the internet. You can see the tool has a headline analyzer. Instoried essentially looks like this. It's a web app that lets you edit your documents on the go. Every document on Instoried is called as a story. You can create a fresh story either within Instoried, or you can upload document in PDF, Word, or text format. Okay, so for this example, I'm just going to open one of the blogs that I had found. Now you can see that the first thing that the tool would show you is the editor on the left side, and on the right side is the complete analysis of the content. You can use the headline section to find out what the overall impact of a headline is. And so why does it matter, right? So good headlines essentially have certain things about them. They're either in active voice, they're usually in active voice. They have some kind of personal word as in I, we, you, me. These are things that they might have. they usually have some kind of an action verb. An action verb could be something like get, grab, or give or win or whatever, right? Basically, verbs. Um, they also might have power words like outstanding, exceptional, incredible, words like that that generally make people want to read the content that you've written. And they might have numbers. If you see most of the successful blogs out there, like a BuzzFeed that exploded in the middle, they were blogs that essentially worked on great clickbaity titles. People had to read what was written inside that article. So they actually invested in that, building clickbaity, high impact kind of headlines. So the tool essentially looks at your headline, finds out the overall impact score. 60 plus is a great score to have. But you could actually decide to use something instead of this, right? You could use a different subject line. So instead of saying avoid these teeth staining food, you could probably go for something like 5 foods that stain your teeth, which has a number in it. It has a personal verb like you are in it, and see what happens. Slightly, the impact score would improve. Uh, you could also create your own version of the headline. You want to experiment with it. Why don't you guys give me a headline suggestion in your comment in the comments, and I'll take it up. The topic is essentially 5 foods that stain your teeth. What kind of headline would you give to this article? Any suggestions? All right, let me take one. From don't let people know you just had kadak chai. Right. So you have to. The tool works only in English, so you should obviously try in English. But avoid these 5 foods, right? That stain your teeth. Let's say I want to start with avoid these 5 ways to save your teeth and still drink wine. Great suggestion. Let me just try this out. Okay. Let's stay 5 ways. Awesome. Let me just see what the tool says. Wow, look at that impact. Look at that impact. Amazing suggestion that was. So the reason this works is because it has number, it has that action verb like save and drink, and you have literally covered the length of the subject line as well. Yep, but a great job, guys. So you could decide the headline on the go. The tool looks at the impact, gives you the various reasons why the headline, upgrade of this tool would actually let you know what are the things that you can do to improve your headline. So the first part of your article is sorted. Ishita is saying क्या आप close up करते हैं. So you can create high impact headlines. Second thing that you can do with this is tonal analysis. You can look at your overall article. You have written your article, you have your stream of consciousness, and you've written the article. And now you don't know whether this article is overly negative, is it positive, is it neutral. When you're creating articles, you have to decide what audience you want to appeal to. Are you trying to appeal to people who are thinking of negative or positive? Vishnu, let me just look at your headline. I'll be happy to do that. Don't want to visit the website, then don't eat these 5 foods. Now the problem with this is very, very negative as a headline. As in you are appealing to negativity, right? You're saying don't do this, then don't eat these 5 foods,
So
right?
instead of that, what I would do is I would use the word avoid rather than
Absolutely.
right, because avoid is still positive, but you are making more of an awareness rather than saying scaring them, right? So don't
Yeah.
want to visit. That's scary for people, right? Avoid
So
doing that for your users, because one thing you don't want is someone you want to connect with as a scared person, right? Versus someone, just avoid these foods. Done.
yes, exactly. But you can see the impact is pretty good because you have your news number and you've created excitement. But can you see there's fear? Emotion is fear. There's negativity in this subject line that you've used. So what happens is you might get people excited to read it, right? But they're coming in with a fear. They're like, oh, okay, I should avoid this. I mean, I don't want to visit this dentist. I want to read it. Is that the emotion that you're going for? Go ahead, you can do that. So it's completely up to you. You can actually decide to use fear as an emotion. It's a great motivator also. A lot of companies do that. Insurance companies do that. Medical companies do that. They put scary words and they try to convince you. Go ahead. But that's what the tool lets you do. That's the beauty of this tool. You can actually find out what is the emotion that the person is feeling, whether it is the headline like I've looked at, or the body, the content that you've written. Is it overly negative? Are you using neutral words? Are you using positive words? If you're using neutral words, it's fine, but ideally you want to have some kind of overall tone. And the tool also gives you suggestions based on the different words. Not always, just a caveat on the suggestions part, right? The tool essentially understands the overall tone of the content, finds out the sentences that have the most contribution to that tone, and then the word that actually contributes the most, right? And then gives you a suggestion that fits over there. So the food can be delicious, the food can be healthy, it can also be tasty. So it might not be always necessary that we give you tasty as a suggestion. You could decide to use healthy as a word instead of delicious. Here obviously the suggestion is coming for delicious. You could decide to use healthy as a replacement and see what happens to the overall tone if you use healthy. So and see, it might not make a big difference also. So the suggestions is a way for you to essentially quickly replace certain things, but you also get an overall sense of faster to break down the enamel instead of wear down the enamel. You can find out what the overall tone of the content that you've created is. Are people going to feel happy when they read it? Are they going to be in a positive state of mind when they read it? That you will find out from this tool and optimize it on the go. The other thing that you can do is emotional analysis. Find out what the overall emotion people would feel when they read this. Are they going to be happy? Like I said, joy. Are they going to be angry for some reason? Angry in the sense it is essentially a negative emotion, right? Anger and fear are very side by side. So you could feel a little guilty about it. You could feel uncertain about things. That could also lead to anger. Are they going to feel fear after reading this? Are they going to feel sadness after reading your article? Are they going to feel surprise after reading the article? So the tool helps you decide what the emotional outcome of your article is. You can decide whether that is the emotion you want to keep, but the tool will tell you, okay, this is how, when I'm writing my content, I want people to feel happy, even if it's a kind of warning content, right? This is sort of like a disclaimer, saying that, okay, don't eat these foods, but I want to make them feel happy, so that I can actually tweak my article and make the overall emotion more joyous. I can actually say, hey, but you know what, even if you don't drink these things, there are other things that you can probably eat. Or you will say, okay, even if this thing can stain you, maybe there's a better way to avoid that. So those things can be, the communication becomes important. As a writer, you have to invest in the communication. So that's another thing that you can do. On top of the headline analysis that we just saw, the tonal analysis, the emotional analysis, we also do plagiarism checker. So you can look at the content and see, where is this content actually, is it being published somewhere else? Are there parts of this content that has been taken from somewhere else, so that you can avoid SEO penalty? You can get yourself completely tension free about the kind of content that you publish. It will be always original, always plagiarism free. And other than the plagiarism checker itself, there is also a panel analysis. With panel analysis, what you can do is, say, let's say, for example, I see that there are a few people who are in agencies, or you have people who work together, maybe students who are working on a blog together. You can actually create a quick panel for the content that you're creating. You can ask them questions related to purchase intent, shareability. You can ask them about the overall value proposition, the branding of your blog. Is it clear? Is it aligned to your readers, aligned to your customers? Then you can send out a quick panel study to up to 10 people, and 10 people can give their quick feedback to your content. And you don't have to have 10 different conversations with 10 different people on email. You can get all of that feedback in one place at one time and use it for your blog. So you can get, even you can create a power user group of your blog readers, your close family and friends. Get feedback from them instantly on your article before you publish it, and then you can publish it. So all these features are essentially on Instoried, which help you create the best possible blog post, that you can. It's really up to you. What is the kind of feature that you want to add to your content? Do you want the content to be high impact? Do you want the content to be original? Do you want the content to be positive? Or you want the content to have a certain emotion? You can use the InStory to get all that and much more. In the next month, we are actually adding spelling and grammar to this content. So you will actually get, you don't even have to use Grammarly after that. You can get grammar on the go while you're writing your content. And we'll be adding content generation as well. So now that you're looking at headlines, we are actually taking suggestions from the group. AI will give you suggested headlines. AI will automatically tell you, 4 different versions of the headline that you can use based on the content that you have written, based on the subject line that you have already written. You can actually get 4 suggestions, and that will be an amazing feature. I'm sure that you would love. You don't have to draw. You don't have
just,
to.
just to interrupt you, right? This
Yeah, sure.
When is coming out?
Sorry.
When is it coming out?
It's an August. Okay, so I don't want to tell you the date, but let's say there is. It's going to really add a lot of freedom.
Yeah, but I think that's what I'm saying. Like, when? Because this is one question I get asked every day, and I'm like, I don't know what to answer to them, right? So since you're on the webinar, I'm actually going to take advantage of that. When is it coming out?
Yeah, I'm just saying that it will add a lot of freedom to your content.
Okay, so it's coming out on.
I didn't say that. I said it adds a lot of freedom to your content.
Guys, I'm just telling you, it's coming out on 15th of August, right? Okay. Now,
right. So and like always, if you grab it now, obviously you get access to all the future features that we're adding to the tool, and that's the entire tool, guys. So you get, like I said, headline analysis, plagiarism checker, tonal analysis, emotional analysis, panel analysis, spelling and grammar is coming out soon, and content generation. All of that in one place for your blog or any kind of content that you want to create. And that's pretty much it, guys. Happy to take any questions that you guys have. Um, you know,
Before jumping on to the questions, I would like to quickly share about the tool that even Shreya and everyone's asking about. I'm going to quickly share my screen and share the link of the page that I'll be viewing as well. So the link has been shared in the chat, guys, and I'm going to share my screen right now. So this is the InStory tool that Ashwin was talking about, the tonal analysis, sentimental analysis, and plagiarism checker, and all the amazing new features that you guys will be getting access to. The lifetime deal starts at just $49, and you get access to all the features. That's right, all the features of the software. We are not limiting you even with the base plan. It's amazing, but it's only one user. So let's say you have a team of 3 or 4 users, then you can go with the $99 lifetime plan, which gives access to like basically 4 users mean 4 accounts. So, and if you have 10 users, then you get the $145 plan. And if you have 20 users, like, yeah, I want the whole team to have access to all these features, then yes, that's the $245 plan. So choose wisely whichever team, whichever how many people do you have, and then this is the lifetime plan for.
And guys, just to add to it, we have just dropped in the coupon code in the comments below. You get 10% off for the next 1 hour with this specific code. Works with only Instoried, so you can grab it if you want. So that's like good investment that you can probably make for your future, right? This is something that you'll anyways need, grammars and checks and everything. Plagiarism, this is something that you would need for your business. So it can be a good investment for you guys. So again, we don't push on the products ever. So we let you guys make the decision whether you feel this is the right fit for you, and can it help you save time? Because I always say that whenever you're running business, you need to have softwares, because you can only improve your workflows with the help of software, regardless of whatever software you use, right? Without that, you cannot start. If you're talking about blogging, though it's free with WordPress, you still have to use the software, right? So you need it. Eventually, you would need it. But at that stage, you would end up paying Instoried on a monthly basis, which they would absolutely love, right? But now you can take advantage of the lifetime.
Oh, I forgot about it. Don't buy it now, guys. Sorry. Please don't buy it now. Let's talk about this. I think that 10% coupon is too much. On top of that, you're giving what 95% discount. Please don't buy this. Let's wait for a couple of months, maybe a little more. Then please buy it from our
This
site
is
directly. Please, please, please.
so this is like a special coupon generated only for this webinar, just generated fresh out of the oven.
Hey, no,
And
ignore all this. Don't. $49 per month makes sense, guys. Please.
so
Awesome. And
that's
before that, let me just quickly share my screen as well. Guys, we
perfect.
have just created the Discord community for all of you. When we said that we are very serious about it, we are actually very serious. I went ahead, created the Discord community. I've already shared the link with you guys in the comment below. I am just gonna share it once again. You guys want to join in? Here you go. I'm going to be talking about why you should be doing it and how it can benefit you at the same time in just a second.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to joining this community as well.
Perfect.
All right. So I would are we taking questions now or?
Yeah, we'll be taking.
There are questions.
Guys, join in. Here is an open community. You can start asking your questions. All the future webinar attendees will be building it specially for them, so that we can interact, we can push them to take action. If they're stuck with any of the webinar, if they're stuck anywhere, we'll try to rope in all the company founders and everyone whom we are doing webinar with, so that we can get pretty much much more support. Again, this channel is not for any support billing purposes, so please do not reach out for that, as it will cause a lot of issues. So there's a dedicated channel for that. Just send us an email, which is support@pitchground.com, for any support related queries. This is purely for networking, purely for growth, purely for marketing, sales, where you want to understand there is no pitches, nothing. This is purely for webinar. And also, in case when we organize more webinars, we'll just update you guys over here. So that will make things a lot more easier to ensure that you do not miss out on any of the webinars, because that's one of the questions that we often get is, we miss out on the webinars, and then watching replay, which is a lonely journey, is painful, right? Because watching someone live is a lot of fun, but then watching that on YouTube alone is really lonely. And what happens is you miss out on a ton of value, because you don't know where the value would pop in all of a sudden, because not necessarily the entire 2 hours would be value, right? Somewhere some of the points would be extremely useful. Somewhere we discuss, somewhere we giggle, we laugh, we joke around, and then we get back to work and we share things, right? So join the community. Again, it's absolutely free. We are again making another effort for you guys to connect with us on a much more deeper and closer level, so that we can help you guys, right? That's our goal, is to help you fuel the growth of your business. That's what we want to do. So we are putting in the efforts. You have to put in, if you put in even 10 of the same effort, we are sure you would actually get going. Because the only difference, again, like I said, is being successful and not successful is taking action. That's the only difference, right? You would eventually get successful as long as you're taking action. So why not just stay connected and learn about it, right? This is what this community is all about. You're not going to see any product updates, nothing. You're not going to see any of those. This is purely for you guys to connect with us and learn. And then if you have any questions, follow-up questions, if you're stuck somewhere, you can just reach out to us, as simple as that. We'll be helping you with your growth, right? No fees, nothing, no consultancy. That's not PitchGround is all about, right? We want you guys to grow. So that's what this channel is all about. Make sure you do that. And also at the same time, take advantage. This is an introduction section. Pitch in, right? Go in and pitch in. Let us know about yourself, right? Go as salesy as you can, so that we can get to know more about you, so that rest of the community can know about you as well. And there, who knows, there could be some exchanges of services among yourself, right? Where you can cross interact, and you might be able to work with each other. That's the whole goal of this community. It's going to remain private, and it's going to be completely non-product driven channel. There's going to be zero mentioning about anything. But if you still need help, let's say after this, if you have any blogging related question, and if you want to connect with Ashwin, he will be available right on the Discord, right? How easy it is now for you to reach out to someone. Again, no product related questions, guys, like no direct product related support questions. Please make sure you reach out to the support at the right channel. This will help you guys to get your answers quickly. Plus, I will be available, right? You can ping me. I'm literally a message away from you guys now, right? A lot of people often ask, like, where do we reach out to you with it? This is where, just a PM away, right? Reach out to me, ask me any questions, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Okay, so
Let's take the questions.
Yeah, let's start taking up the questions, guys. Minang?
Yes. So the first question is from Asif. I already have a blog. Gotta get back to producing quality content. Of course, Asif.
Welcome.
Yep.
Welcome, Asif.
And Nitika asks, is it the right time to start blog at present? Podcasts are gaining popularity at high speed.
Very different audiences. To be honest, if you are obviously if you have a blog, a podcast is a natural extension to it. It could be a YouTube channel that you decide to use as well. A podcast is a great way to link to blog, right? There are a lot of things that you might cover in a podcast. A blog becomes a quick summary of whatever that podcast were talked about. So you could probably interview somebody. You can use whatever content you talked about. Say, like I said, audio for 1 hour, you might discuss so many things. You might want to get into detail of one of those things. The blog is a great way to do that. You can link back to your podcast, say that, okay, you can listen to this person live. It becomes a summary place as well. A lot of companies invest in blogs to highlight their podcasts and webinars. So absolutely, if a podcast is different from a blog, you should not think that one is the other way, one is different from, one is a replacement for the other. You should have both. You should invest in having multiple channels to help grow your blog's audience, or a blog can be used to grow a podcast audience, and vice versa.
Interesting. Hope that answers your question. And the next question is the business model of building a blog and monetizing through affiliate links, sponsorship still a valid business model?
Absolutely. I think that's what one of the things that you would be doing right now, right? PitchGround also, affiliate program.
Absolutely. You can basically join any affiliate program and then start writing on those products, use those products yourself, and then give a sort of review or your own review. And if people, if you get traffic to it, and if people purchase through your link, you get the sale. And
Yeah.
it's still a very much viable income source. And many people do it still. This software is a niche which is getting popular right now. You have this is your chance, just get entered.
Bloggers have a lot of power, by the way. So the minute you start blogging, you will actually see a lot of brands also want to work with you. A lot of, say you're a tech reviewer, right? Even now you have a lot of bloggers in tech space
And
who are YouTubers, or they're offline general blogs. They
just
want to work with you
right,
for the
and just
review.
to add to that, you get free stuffs.
Yeah, a lot of free stuff.
I ate free dinners, by the way. I have to do that.
So guys, if you just want to, so here is a quick page, guys. So if you want to join in our partnership program, which is blowing away right now, everyone is joining, everyone is recommending in the network. And we have seen that in a matter of just 1 week, like there some of our partners have already made over $1,000 in a week.
Whoa,
Right?
insane.
Just making a recommendation and sharing the link. So I've just shared the link with you guys where you can join in. It's pigr.co/partners. There's a link in the comment. You can join and start recommending. You can easily earn up to 25% on every single recommendation that you make, right? In your network, if you have a network wherever you're joined in, WhatsApp, you can share. You can easily make some nice extra side hustle money for yourself, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, when you start your blog, you can also put up links. You can review Instoried on your blog, right? And anyone who looks for Instoried review at that stage, there's a big chance that your blog will pop up, right? There you go. You make some nice extra cash for yourself, and that's what blogging and affiliation is all about. It's a great passive income, side hustle income, where again, you put in even 10 hours of effort a month. That's more than sufficient. All you have to do is just pop out 2-3 articles a month, and that is it. You don't need to do anything else apart from that, right? And rest, as you optimize things, you build good content, people will connect with you, because the more you make it easy for people to understand things, the more likely people is going to buy from you. So we have shared all the link with you guys, and we've shared the Discord link with you guys. We have shared the partnership link with you guys. We've already shared the Instoried link. The coupon code is active for the next 1 hour, 7 minutes. You guys can use it, avail a 10% discount for yourself. After that, coupon will automatically disappear and will stop working. So guys, take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So moving on to the next question.
There's a question from Mishita. She's asking, if it's easy, why isn't everyone's blog monetized and profitable? It is. Everyone is monetizing it. It just depends upon whether you're marketing it or not. Because when it comes to blog or any brand, 80% is marketing and 20% is content. Just to give you an example, we are doing this webinar, right? We're driving a lot of value out of it. So that's 80% of our efforts going into it, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys probably saw an ad of us running this event, and they discovered PitchGround exists and there is a webinar on it, and they joined, and they're probably joining us and seeing this webinar for the first time, right? And as you keep on joining more and more webinars, you will see that in every webinar, you will always take value. Even if you don't end up buying the products, you will still get so much value. You will connect with people like Ashwin, right? And that relationship alone can help so much, because when it comes to building your career, it is not anything other than network is not really that important. The network is always going to be a net worth, right? The more you connect with good people and like-minded people, the more you will grow in your life. Because when you speak with such people, you will talk about growth, you will talk about growth, and you will talk about growth. That's it. You're not going to talk about anything else, because the other person is going to talk about the same thing: growth, growth, and growth, right? And when there those like-minded people meet, you get a lot of opportunity to exchange information among each other. That's where you grow. And in throughout this webinar as well, I'm pretty sure that everyone has picked up some golden nugget so far. Might not be everything, right? Some of you might know some of the things already, but at least you would have picked up 1%, which is better than zero. Always remember that, right? I would rather grow, which is something that I always believe in, is grow at 1% everyday philosophy. And when it compounds, it becomes 365% at the end of the year. 1% looks very small, but that's the power of improving by 1% every day. So again, guys, these are the things. Take action, right? That's all life is about. Just enjoy what you do, be passionate about what you do. And once you do that, trust me, people will want to connect with you even more, because people would listen the passion in your voice and your work, and they would want to connect with you even more. So have that sort of an energy, and I'm pretty sure that the growth and monetization that will happen would be so rapid, right? So as you were saying, as the question came in, how do we monetize, right? Just write an article about Instoried, write an article about PitchGround, and then just add in the link. That's it. People are looking for brands, upcoming brands, right? They want to learn more about it, and this is where they wait on your review and your words, right? I'm pretty sure that most of you, and I think 99% of you, watches a movie after either reading a review or watching a review on YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure 99% does that, right? Or you will head to IMDb. The first thing you will see is check the review. Anything less than 7, you'll be like, right, I'm going to skip on it and just wait for it to come on Netflix, Amazon after
I've
a
done
few
that,
months.
yeah.
Right?
I've done that, yeah.
And I'll watch that for free rather than spending my money. But if it's 8 plus, you're like, let's do it. Let's go. I think we're going to have like a nice 2 hour of distraction, fun, and entertainment. So I'm going to spend my money on that, right? So why did it happen? You guys influenced others to take the decision whether one should watch that movie or not. That is why the reviews are so very powerful, right? It's so important. That's where the monetization comes into picture. That's how you can start monetizing. But the most important is, whenever you're building your blog, make it a niche blog. Don't try to do everything. So for example, if you want to build a blog, don't have marketing, sales, cooking, copywriting, right? Then movie review, all of them under one blog. Never ever do that. If you want to even diversify your niche, that is completely okay. You can run 3 blogs, but be very specific, because if you want to get good quality audience, that audience and loyal audience at the same time, your content needs to remain consistent. So if you look at the PitchGround webinars, we don't do movie reviews, we don't do food reviews, right? We don't do any of those things. We just do contents and around marketing, sales, productivity, how to save time, how to monetize things, how to make money with the products, how to utilize the products, how to grow your workflow, everything around softwares, and everything around software. That's what all our webinars are about, right? And this is something very, very, very upfront with all our audience. And that's why most of you want to keep on coming in every webinar, because you will always pick good stuff. So I hope, Ashita, I know I got a bit in depth with the answer, but I hope this answers your question.
And see, think about the profitability, right? The cost is nothing. If you're just going to take it on WordPress, your cost is 0. So anything you make is profit at the end of the day. So
I think we have a lot of questions, Minal, so let's get started.
Yes. So with so many blog pages, is there a space for new entrants? Absolutely. We
Always,
just spoke about it,
always.
Bernard. Always. So how much should we pay to a writer if you want to hire a writer? That's a good question.
If you want a good content piece, you should invest in paying more, because there are writers who you get for 50 paise per word also, and there are writers who would probably charge maybe 1,000 rupees for an article, right? Or more than that. So if you want good content, you want to invest in the writer, pay the writer well, because if you are a blogger yourself, you know the how much effort it takes to write an article, how much research has to be done, how much time goes into it. So always pay your writer well. Good bald figure that generally the industry follows is 1 to 2 rupees per word. I would personally say pay per article instead of per word. That's completely up to you. I mean, you can go for even Fiverr. You can use any kind of freelance communities also to do that.
Perfect. And moving on to the next question, how do we get a new blog ranked on Google when you have no domain authority to begin with?
I think I can easily answer this question. So whenever you guys are starting out, and if you need traffic right away, look for keywords that has got less than one cost per click. You can use keyword planner very easily. It's a free tool provided by Google. If you don't know, then simply Google Ads and sign up for an account. And in the menu, after you have signed up, you can look for Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool. Enter the keyword, your primary keyword. So let's say if you want to make a recipe, right? Because I'm a foodie as well, just like Ashwin, right? We all love to eat. That's something that we cannot skip upon. So yeah, so let's pick up a recipe, right? So let's talk about cheesecake recipe. I love cheesecake, so let's talk about that, right? But if you try to target cheesecake recipe, it's probably going to be very competitive, right? But there's going to be a long LSI keyword, right? Start your blogs with a long LSI keyword with a 2,000 word article driven with emotions using Instoried. And I'm pretty sure that even a brand new blog without requiring any without requiring any sort of backlinks will end up getting traction very quickly. It might take about 2 months of time because your blog is very new. So indexing and all of those things will take a bit of time. And also make sure that you put up your blog on Google Console. Please write down all of these notes. And if you haven't, make sure you also get Ultranote, right? Because that's what Ultranote does. It's available on PitchGround. So again, write down these notes, guys. So first step is to get your blog up and running. Second is to sign up for Google Ads. It's free. Go to a keyword planner, put up your keyword, let's say cheesecake recipe, and then see which keyword and sort it out based on CPC. It stands for cost per click. Anything less than $1 is what you need to target because that's very less competitive. And the words that are like 4 or 5 words combined with a traffic of 50 to 100 only right now, right? Start with that. That should be your first goal, right? And start writing many LSI keywords like these. Once you start getting some traffic, traction, and as you keep on improving, after a year of time, create cheesecake recipe as your pillar article, and then write down a nice video driven, record a video as well if you can, write down a beautiful looking article at that stage, and then connect these LSI, which is the sub-pillar articles that we call, connect it, and you will see the traffic flowing in beautifully. And we call, in SEO, we call it as link juice, basically, right? The term might sound a little funny, but this is the term that has been invented and discovered in the SEO community. So the link juice will start flowing in, and you will see that when that happens, your primary article will start ranking better. Once you rank better, get rid of your older articles. And that's how you get a pillar article. You keep on doing that for all of your articles. Always remember that what you have to build at the top, you need to build later on when you're starting out, right? This is the mistake that a lot of people make, is they start with a pillar post and then expect things to rank, and then they don't. They get disappointed and then leave. Don't do that. Start with the bottom in this case. This is a strategy that you have to use. This is something that we are using at the same time. And we're slowly climbing up to a point where once we start getting more natural backlinks coming in, and once you keep on doing more guest blogging and stuff to get more backlinks, you will see your articles going up. Again, guys, we'll be talking more about SEO. So do not miss out on the next session. It's going to be one of the most dopest session I can say for SEO. And just so you don't know, one of my previous SaaS was in the SEO space, which I made an exit from. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of goody stuff for you guys, right?
Absolutely.
You guys to scale up. So make sure that you guys don't, and make sure to be in Discord again, because if you do not, you're not going to get the updates, guys. So make sure you join in, right? So let's move on to the other question.
next,
yeah.
You want to add anything before?
No, absolutely perfect. I think
let's
you
get to the
covered
questions,
it completely.
guys. Yeah.
Yep.
So this will only be evaluating emotional score of the blog, or it can also do the language correction, which is grammatical. Will
Coming
this
soon.
also help out to write content as well?
Coming soon.
Perfect.
So that's, like I said, right now it does emotion analysis, plagiarism checker, and panel testing. We are adding grammar, spelling and grammar is coming soon. And you'll get the freedom to add your own content as well. And create automatic headlines for you as well.
Perfect. So yeah, is there any chance the product is being developed to even suggest what we can write content ideas? Yeah.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Yeah. So each of the accounts in Instoried won't have access to each other's dashboard, right?
No.
Nope. Those are individual accounts. Each account has its own. Yeah. What if I want to share a document to my fellow teammate? Can I achieve the same? Is collab possible?
Collaboration has to be done. So yeah, you can use panel testing to do that. You can actually share the document as a panel. You can add him as a panelist, and he can give you feedback for your content in the fourth question.
Perfect. So I have started my blogging on Blogger. How good is it? If you're getting started, for sure, once you get to the level of consistency, once you're having readers, you will yourself feel the need of upgrading yourself to a custom domain, WordPress, etc.
It's the initial feedback that you get will drive you. Once you start seeing people reading your article, quoting your article, so make that easy. Like I said, make commenting, engagement easy. Once you start seeing comments rolling in, you will actually be motivated to do everything else.
Perfect. So Devashrita asks, I wish to build a book blog, mainly recommendations. I'm confused as to making it a review blog or keep it like summary and talk about the book in general.
I mean, you could go either way, really. I don't know how you can. I think summary makes more sense because there are so many reviews out there. You are adding your own input to it. That makes sense. But also summarize the blog.
I would sign up for a summary as well. Personally, I would go for a summary as well. So, Devashrita, you got your answer.
300-page book, it'll be hard for people to read it. But if you summarize that book, they'll actually get value from it. So go ahead.
Question coming in. Sir, can we use quotes in our blogging? Or definitely you can use quotes, right? You can add in quotes, add in data. And also remember that whenever you're blogging, apart from emotions, create one dedicated section for just data. Because when you add data, it empowers a lot of knowledge and it builds confidence for your readers to further read the content. It can be a small piece of data that you have probably got from Forbes or Times or some other publications. It's completely fine because we're all like very small business owners where it's very hard for us to get those sort of a data because we don't have that sort of a survey sample, right? These big, large magazines, they run such survey samples with like millions of potential people around the world, right? So use that and just give the credit that they have done, because most likely even your readers would not be able to find it on even Forbes, right? So you're putting in that effort out there. And I think when Instoried's content generation comes out, I think if Instoried team can also try to pull in a section about data, I think that will be a very, very killer feature, I think.
We'll definitely look into it. I mean, right now we'll look at content, but data is something that we should definitely add.
Perfect.
Okay,
so I wanted to know if Instoried could be as good as Grammarly eventually. I've already purchased Instoried and I'm excited about its potential. Congratulations for your purchase, first of all.
Remember, guys,
thank you so much.
Remember, guys, Instoried is heavily funded companies. And I think there are 17 engineers working on Instoried every single day for you guys to make your life better. So go ahead and support them, guys. It's a brilliant product. And if you want to make your purchase absolutely free, join up our partners program, recommend the product to about 5 to 6 people, and there you go. You can easily buy the product for absolutely free because that recommendation basically takes care of your purchase itself.
Absolutely.
So all the partnership terms are on the page itself. You can just click on the link. You can go through it, and there are all the details. So you can make easily up to like 25% on every single sale. So all the terms, everything is mentioned over there. All the payouts are completely automated through through our partnership with Impact. So you don't have to worry about any of those things. Just grab the link, go into product section, grab the link of Instoried, make a blog, make a quick video, and share it among your friends, family, colleagues.
Tag us.
Right?
Absolutely.
And at the same time, if you have built your content, just send us your content. We'd love to promote it at the same time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the next question is by Natapol. He asks, just to clarify, the users are not teammates that can collaborate with each other. Nope, they're not
They're not.
teammates. These are individual accounts. Yeah, they cannot see each other's works. That was the follow-up question. And if not, would collaboration be available in future among the users? So basically, there's a feature called panel where you can share your content, and even if they're not part of Instoried, they can view
Yeah.
your content. So you can collaborate. They need not have an Instoried account. That's a really good feature, Natapol. I hope that answers your question. So this is one question we got like 3 or 4 times. It's like, is AI going to rule the content writing game? Is it going to replace the content writer? Or,
I think
along those lines,
no,
basically.
man. AI is going to help the content writer rule the world. That's what is going to happen.
Yep.
Instoried is a tool that's not going to replace the content writer. You are already a great content writer. We are just helping you become better. That's it. AI is not going to, like, I understand there are a lot of tools out there that are creating great content. The AI, jumbled sentences, and they give you sentences, paraphrasing, and gets you content ideas. But if you're a content writer, you're just going to use that content and create your own version of it, right? You're going to add your words, improve it. So it's just going to help the content writer become a better writer. You can't expect an AI to become the best poet. The poet might use an AI engine to improve his content. That's it.
Perfect. So Bernard asked, do you write each blog individually, or do you plan out like a whole keyword cluster and build out a content plan for, let's say, a dozen blog posts, focus on the cluster with inbound links to the other blog posts and some outbound links to the other highly ranked content? Thanks, good info so far. That's a good question.
I
We've
think the
done both
answer,
actually.
yeah.
We've done both actually. For example, if you're taking it in a business terms, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of budgets, a lot of marketing people, etc. So I've been a part of such team when I was doing content writing, and I've done the individual taking keywords, writing articles around it. But if you're just starting out, you don't have to worry about all that, and be overwhelmed and be like, quit it all together. If you're just starting out, sure, just start out. But if you're like, if you have team, if you're having ready to spend money, etc., you can do such sort of things for sure.
Always have a plan. Even if you're starting out, think of your first
Always.
2 articles or 3 articles at least, so that you yourself, okay, you are motivated that this week I'll publish this post, and the next week I'll post the next one, and so on, so that you are also motivated to meet your deadlines. The problem with not having a plan is you are then destined to fail. You might write one article and decide, okay, I didn't get any results, I'm not doing it. The key is to post consistently. So, like Udit mentioned, you have looking at SEO and you want to rank without any domain authority. How am I going to do that? You have to already plan your keywords, your first long tail, the keywords that you want to target, create articles around it. If you're not looking at SEO, you're just looking at the initial audience. You've committed to say 20 friends of yours that, I'm starting a blog, I'm on this topic. Hey, why don't you come and subscribe or join me? And then you only write one post. How do you go back to those people, right? So always have a plan. You don't have to really look at 15 articles and create a massive content cluster and all, but at least plan 2 3 articles. Make sure that you have a plan in place.
Yes. And Shirley asked, repurposing is a must in digital businesses. I'm glad you realize that. Is there a way to convert the blog into a podcast? Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. There are multiple ways that you can do that. You can either use a software for it, which will basically convert your text into a speech. They're called TTS softwares. You can Google them. Or else you can basically take your blog and sit in front of, have a mic and then talk on it. People prefer human podcasts more than a robo voiced podcast. So that's how you have to do with it. But if you're generating lots of content and etc., you don't have time for all that, then you can use AI, TTS software tools.
By the way, if you use Anchor as a service, I mean the other way around, say if you have a podcast, you want to convert it into a blog, that's amazing, because Anchor basically does the subtitle for your blog. It gives you the complete talk tag. You can just extract that text file and put it in. You can just put the speakers' names and you're done, sorted for you. So that is the other way around. If you want to actually, you have a podcast and now I want to make a blog of it, you just literally have to put, okay, Ashwin said this, Udit said this, Minang said this. You can actually just create a script of it, add a intro text on top, maybe put some contextual links and all that in the middle. Let's say Udit mentioned some tool. You want to actually link out to that tool, you can probably do that as well. So that is another thing that you can do. But the first thing, I mean, if you ask me honestly, yeah, read out the blog. That is the lowest level that you can do. Literally type out the podcast that you had. Read out the blog that you wrote as a podcast, or expand on what you wrote as a blog. Tell them, okay, this is what this blog is about. Come and check out this blog, because the podcast gives you a lot more freedom to talk, right? So you can actually express yourself even better.
Absolutely. So Himanshu asks, can I get a recording of your session? Of course, all recordings are available at events.pitchground.com/replace. And we publish every single recording after 24 hours. So give us time of 24 hours and the recording will be live. Please suggest some free platforms to start blogging from. Blogger, I won't suggest multiple platforms and you get confused. Just get started with free WordPress or free Blogger. You're good to go. Or if you don't, if you still think that's confusing, even Medium is fine.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. I personally read Medium on a daily basis. That's how I start my day. Medium newsletter comes to my email. I check all the nice articles. I can just show you my email as well. So yeah, you can do that as well. Either Blogger, Medium, or free WordPress. Ishita asks, how do I create content and tags in my website? And in the blog section, if I want to have multiple topics on the same website, I don't want to confuse the SEO or tech, but at the same time, I want my content from different niches in the same place. Ishita, we told you again, we don't do different niches in the same blog. That is only going to hurt your readership, because people will be confused. They won't know what your blog is about, what you're talking about, what you exactly want to convey your readers about. So choose one niche, stick to it for a few months, and you're going to see the people liking you, people coming to your blog, reading more of it, etc.
Yeah, unless Ishita, if you're a celebrity or something and you do 5 different things, people already know you, then yeah, absolutely, you can have 5 different niches in the same blog because people know you. Discoverability is very low when it's okay. The thing is, Google, for example, recognizes authority as one niche. They don't recognize authority in multiple niches. So if you are, for example, you are a bowler and a batsman and a wicket keeper and you're a fielder, Google only knows you as the best bowler or the best batsman or the best fielder. They don't really appreciate somebody doing 5 things at once. So do one thing, do it well, have 5 different blogs if you have to. You don't have it in the same place.
Absolutely. Perhaps Ashwin from Instoried could do a podcast AI to convert blogs to podcasts. Maybe. Surely she actually got the Instoried deal, so she's suggesting.
Yeah.
Yep. Udit, you are muted.
Sorry about. So I was saying that Ashwin is a magician guy. So just ask him if you have any magic wishes, and he'll speak with the Instoried team and make it happen.
Yeah. So
I think we should start taking up more questions. We don't have much time.
Yep, we are taking more questions.
Absolutely.
So
I've written several blogs for my company's educational products. We have very low readership. What should we do? Are you marketing your blog well? That's the first question I'm gonna ask you.
Start a podcast, start an Instagram channel, start a Facebook group, get your audience slowly and steadily in them, and keep promoting. Wake up and promote. When you eat your breakfast, post that, promote. After you have your lunch, go ahead and promote. Then write your content, and then when it's night, you had your dinner, promote. 80% of the time you should be promoting.
And the most important thing I feel is okay, first of all, that is to get the word out. Once users come in, make sure that there is some kind of a subscription, right? Make sure that you build an email list, because that becomes your default readership. So have a proper email list, subscription kind of call to action, so that all the people that you're getting from all the other activities that you're doing, whether it is posting it on Quora, putting it on social media, putting it on creating YouTube videos and podcasts and all that, they might come there, but the only way they will stick with you and they're ready for the next article is if you can retain them. So make sure that you have a retention also in mind. That becomes your readership. They start appreciating your content even more. They'll keep coming back for more, right? They will.
Absolutely.
So make sure that you retain your audiences. That's how your readership will grow. It's not just the marketing of it. Make sure the retention is also taken care of.
Perfect. So, next question: any blogging platform that you recommend, and is it better to start off with your own domain versus using a third-party platform? I would personally go with own domain because it gets started. We get started, with all the domain, etc. But if that's causing hindrance to you, that's causing you to procrastinate more, wait for more longer than grabbing a domain name, waiting for discount, looking at 100 different hosting providers, don't know what to do, then if you're having that and it's delaying your work, then it's better to go with a free platform at that moment. As simple as that. If it's not delaying your work, if you're getting started ASAP, I would say a own domain is always the better thing, because you will own your content. That's the main part. And is content writing going to get harder due to increasing competition, or is it going to get easier due to availability of quality softwares like Instoried? I'm going to answer this question because I've been a content writer myself. And back then in 2016, 2017, there were no tools like this. It was hard. We used to think by ourselves, Google stuff, doing research manually. It used to take a lot of time. Okay. But right now, it's easier for us. It's telling me what kind of emotions is coming out in my blog. It's checking for plagiarism. It's checking for spelling. It's every single thing. So it's making it easier. That's it. It's only making it easier. No doubt about that. So how is InStory different from other providers in the market? Like, how do you value your customers?
We value our customers a lot. I don't know how to. Okay, so the differences between a typical okay, there are two kinds of softwares right now if you look at it. One is like the Grammarly, which looks at spelling check and maybe does a little bit of semantic. The other are a bunch of AI generators out there. If you ask us, we are trying to be the be all end all end to end content writing platform where we help you with the spelling part of it. Also, we will be helping you out with the content generation part also. And the best part is we are optimizing impact for you, we are optimizing emotion and tone for you. We are looking at everything that a content writer can think of, whether it is for, like in this case, blogs, but whether it's for emails, whether it's for website content, anything that you are writing, we want to help you look at your audience, look at the kind of use case that you have in mind, and help you create the best possible content. So as far as user feedback is concerned, PitchGround has helped us a lot. We have actually got a great bunch of feedback from users. Things like word limit, we are obviously working on increasing the word limit. We have already made it unlimited number of documents for you. We are adding every feature, new features to the product in the next 6 months that is based on feedback from the PitchGround community. So you join our community, we obviously value a lot. We want to grow with your support. So that's, I mean, I hope that answers the question.
Definitely, I think without PitchGround wouldn't even exist, right? Without
Yeah.
all of you guys being out here, I think our job would be useless and we won't be anywhere if you guys are not here. So we're truly so grateful for you guys, for all the love and support that you guys share. Honestly, this means the world to us, and we'll always remain like this no matter where we are, how small, big, wherever we go. Trust me, we will remain this way and we'll keep ensuring that we provide as much value, because the support and love that you guys gave us helps us companies and all of these founders to remain so pumped up that you are like, yeah, let's add more value, right? Let's more add value to your life, because when you grow and when we see your business grow, because even of using one software, it helps you save time and efficiency and grow your business. It helps us to achieve our mission. It helps all the founders coming over here and doing the webinar achieve their mission of helping you with your business. Because again, these lifetime deals is just a medium, guys. The real reason is these webinars, right? Where we want to help you drive things, because $50 might not make a lot of difference, but it actually does when you start implementing things and take action. So
Yeah.
that has been our goal and vision. So that's what we want to do, right? Ashwin, and I think Minank, we should take up more questions very quickly, because the questions.
Yep, I'm taking the more. I'm just like waiting to take more questions. So yeah. So how to make my audience click on my blog? Like how to use clickbaits. Um, have a clickbaity title. Ashwin, you seem like you want to take that question.
I mean, it depends. Like, basically, you should know your audience. and then based on that you should. Sorry, is it the CTA or are they talking about the
No,
headlines?
how to get people to click on my blog, like clickbait. Basically talking about clickbait. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are certain things that the tool already helps you do. For example, have action verbs, have numbers, promise something at the end of it. What is the point of the article? Obviously, clickbaity articles are usually controversial. If you want to do that, you can do that.
But you
Uh,
but you're not gonna get good audience with that, right?
yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna get like very low quality of audience who is just looking to entertain themselves.
yeah,
Right? And I'm pretty sure that's not the kind of audience you really want to grow, because even if you use AdSense for this, you will get less than like a cents for 1,000 view, because even Google doesn't care about such audiences, and neither advertisers want to advertise on
yeah,
such kind of blogs, right? It might get you great traffic, which is great for psychological satisfaction, but it will not help you monetize it.
yeah. So,
Absolutely.
so I mean, if you still want to do it, you can just follow everything that Miss Malini and BuzzFeed and Upwork and all those people do. Make sure what happens next will blow your mind.
Absolutely.
Let's
So
move on, guys. Let's speed up.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ishita asks, how do I integrate podcasts in the same common website where I have my blog? Basically, podcasts have this embed option.
yeah,
Just like how you embed YouTube videos, you can embed your podcast as well, and it comes off in your article. So it's super, super easy. You try out the embed option. You can basically embed any podcast, but it'll be wise if you're starting your own podcast and embedding it.
yeah.
I hope that answers your question, Ishita. And Asif asks, what if there is a blog and a podcast, multiple channels? Great.
Awesome.
More marketing for you,
Link
more
everything.
exposure. Yeah,
Link everything. That's it. Make everything feed each other. That's it.
absolutely. And live demo, we already showed it. This was before. And key features, we've already showed it. Then is it necessary to have an own website or start blogging, or is it in a free platform? We already answered it.
We have already answered.
It's Medium, Blogger, etc. But I personally recommend
Just
going
use
own website.
Substack. You guys can Google that. It comes with free email newsletter
Marketing.
system as well. So even if you grow to like 100,000 users for your newsletter, it's going to remain free as long as you don't make your blog or newsletter paid. That's when they will charge you. But as long as you are keeping things free, they are going to keep things for free. And that's great because you can start for free. Guys, start. That is what is important.
Absolutely. And Akansha asks, I have a page on Instagram where I write about coffee, travel, food, and books. How do I find my niche?
Yes.
How do I target my audience? So basically, everyone's, I think there are some 5 questions or 6 questions on like, how do I know my target audience? How do I know my target audience? Then how any guidance to start my target audience? Like
Yes,
6 questions.
there's one target audience right away over here, right? I love coffee, So again, when you start something, right, you got to get going first, and then you need to think how to promote, right? Because the biggest problem that we all face is procrastination, where we don't even start. There are so many questions. We get like 1,000 questions right in front of us that we are like, we give up even before starting. Get started, you would find people, right? So just to give you an example, I often like post like coffee related stuff on my stories on Instagram. And Minang told me that, hey, why don't you start like a blog and review and stuff, right? So I just ended up creating an Instagram account where I'm going to start posting about coffee, right? Am I trying to monetize anything? No, right? But would it will help other people make decisions? Definitely. The best way to start off is by letting people know in your friends, family, Facebook, Instagram. I'm pretty sure if you combine your LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all of them, you'll have at least 1,000 users connected already. Start with them, because out of them, at least 100 will connect with your niche. That's how you get started, right? Slowly and steadily, when the compounding effect comes in, right? When PitchGround started, it started with just like 10 people knowing about it. That's it. Today, there are over 300,000 people know about PitchGround, and probably over 1 million that haven't subscribed to us, but still knows PitchGround exists and what it does. We started with something very simple, very small, but again, it is all about taking action.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree to it. So your
So,
audience is actually, your first audience is your friends, your relatives, and people in your niche, whatever niche. So you said coffee drinking. I'm sure you have friends who are interested in coffee. You can actually start marketing
Yeah,
to
you
them.
can. And you can invite me if you love coffee. If you want to talk about it, just invite me on your
Yeah.
Instagram, and all my audiences would see that the interview, right? And they would right away join. That's
Yeah.
how you start networking with people, right? You network with relevant people. So that's how you get started.
Perfect. Moving on to the next question. How is starting on Medium different from writing a blog on WordPress? If you're writing on WordPress, you have your custom domain, you have a full control of your own site, the backend, the tech, the SEO, etc. But whereas if you're writing on Medium, you won't have your own custom domain. You might be having it on your name.medium.com or something like that. So if you're non-technical and if you want to get started right away, don't have time to set up your own blog, etc., and do SEO for it, do speed optimization for it, do all that extra stuff for it, then Medium is the good thing for you. Focus on your writing, let Medium promote it. Many writers on Medium I've seen earn a lot of money just by writing on Medium. They don't have their own blog as well, but up to you actually, because if it's your own blog, you can place ads on it, you can do sponsored posts, you can include affiliate links, and lot of stuff can be done, even
Yeah.
email list and etc. So of course writing your own blog on WordPress has a bigger advantage, but again, as I told you, if you're having a lot of friction, get started on Medium. Slowly you can go there on your own domain. And
I think we should take up like about like next 5 questions maybe. And Ashwin, if you can just type down some of the answers, and then maybe we can like review a couple of blogs as well. Because we're almost kind of running out of time. We
Yeah, I
don't.
think most of the questions are pretty much repeating. We
Yeah,
can
let's
clear
just
them
scroll
out.
down and see which are the unique questions, and let's just answer them.
so I think the unique we got the target audience question as well of
Yeah.
affiliate application. Asif, give us time, we are in the webinar, it'll be approved. Yeah.
It's already approved, guys. If anyone has
Okay.
applied for the partnership program, each one of you are already approved. So right now is the time. If you apply for it right away, I can approve it right away for you guys.
Perfect. So this question is about, okay, I'm writing a kick-ass blog post, but my blog doesn't look good with a bad theme, etc. And I also believe that visual looks is equally important. So what's your take on this?
Upgrade it. So you can obviously invest in a new theme, improve your blog, get inspiration from people around, which blog kind of layout works for you. You don't have to follow every, whatever the themes out there, but you can decide to have a very minimalistic theme also. But invest in a good plugin. If it's a WordPress, invest in a good theme, or
Guys, good themes are, some of them are free.
very
Many of them
free.
are free, in fact.
Most of them are free.
And if you're looking for paid themes, there are amazing good themes that come for like $30, $40, $50 as well. So yeah, you can easily upgrade the look and feel of your blog if it's looking bad for you.
Perfect. Minanka, let's pick up this blog. So while I was checking right now, when you guys seeing, I got an email from one of the webinar attendees. He's known as Aman Kumar. He sent out an email to me.
Is it akmdigital.com?
Yes, right. And he especially sent out an email. So I really appreciate you actually taking the effort to send out an email. So, and he wants to share our thoughts on his blog, right? Let's share your screen and let's quickly share some suggestions that he can implement right away.
Absolutely.
Then we'll take up the rest of the questions after that.
Absolutely. So let's open your blog, Aman.
So Aman, thank you for going ahead and reaching out and sending that email.
So let me share my screen.
I've shared the link. Yeah.
Yes. So this is the akmdigital.com/blog, Aman. Thank you so much for sharing your link. And this is the blog. So I think right off the bat,
the logo.
Yeah.
That's your brand name.
It's what's happening is my focus is going on that instead of going on the blog. So you might as well tone it down, or maybe, keep it as a PNG instead of JPEG. That will actually solve.
What I would always suggest is never have colors on your menu. Just keep it white, because even your CTA, which is joined today, it's not standing out because of that. Always have a habit of keeping your menu white. No matter the other colors that you keep for your blog, always keep it white. Then again, as you can see, there are just too many information, right? There is email, phone number, social media is just flooded on your menu. Don't do that. Move all of them into the footer, right? See your footer now. It's looking very empty. Don't do that either, right? So move all of those things at the bottom. Keep your menu as clean as possible with CTA. But then I don't understand your CTA. Join today. What do I join? What do I achieve out of it? I don't understand the CTA.
Yeah, it goes to blog. It doesn't
There's
even go
all
to.
your links, all your
Yeah.
social media links, your address, everything is linking to your own blog.
Yeah,
I think you chose a wrong theme. Basically, you might have chosen a local business
Yeah.
theme for your personal blog, and that's what the conflict is causing here. A local business theme is optimized for numbers, for getting conversions to convert on the local business. Since you're using it on your own personal blog and not providing any kind of services, this is where the conflict is happening. So you might as well use a different theme altogether, like free generate press, for example. That would massively help you. And yeah.
The other
So
thing is, I would say add categorization. I
Yeah,
see that there is no
right.
categories or any kind of subcategories that you have created. So make sure that you start tagging your articles. I think you already tag articles. I can see SEO is being tagged,
yeah,
but
Then
you
if you
should,
look at it, your sidebar is completely empty.
yeah, have
You're
your
not
categories over there.
utilizing your sidebar. Then another issue that I see over here is your font size is very small, right? It might look great for you, but remember that there could be someone who is in the age group, and this is the biggest mistake that I've seen that a lot of people make, is they don't realize that people in the age group of 40 plus would be today coming and learning information as well. And most of them who are in the age group of 40, 45 plus usually have glasses, and they find such a tiny font size very difficult to read that they would just hit the back button and leave your website. This is such a big issue that I've seen with so many blogs, right? Just improve the font size, right? If it's like, let's say 10 or 11 pixel right now, make it 15 pixel, right? So that it's readable and people don't have to zoom in their browser further to read. Never ever do that. Again, your CTA doesn't make sense. Get rid of it, and more likely just change your entire theme because it looks very, very old and outdated right now. There's so many good looking themes available. As Minank was saying, just use generate press. Maybe Minank, you can just quickly go and show them. Again,
absolutely.
guys, as a full disclosure that we always do, we're no way affiliated with Generate Press or their company in any way. This is just a recommendation because we are one of the customers of Generate Press. So we use them on some of our blog. And as you can see over here, look at their site. It's so freaking clean, like so clean, right? Use this. You can see the messaging, font sizes, the way things are categorized. It's so very clean and precise, right? This is what sells today. When I say sell, I'm talking about you getting subscribers, you getting attention, all of these things, right? This is how your website should look like. Absolutely clean, right?
Absolutely.
Now, if you also go to, let's say, like about us page, let's say Minang, I think they must be having that.
Of course. So documentation.
Go down to the bottom.
Must be in the bottom. Just to
Perfect.
add to your blog,
Yeah,
right? So AKM Digital, another thing is there's no clear CTA right now. You don't have, say, subscribe, right? So you don't have a subscribe call to action at the moment. Add that.
Always add your picture in your about. This is the biggest mistake people make. Like the biggest mistake people make, right? They try to privatize themselves while also wanting to make money. That doesn't happen in 2021. If you're still trying to hide behind like a randomly generated or Google image that you're downloading to hide your face, right? You're not going to get success in 2021 because people would not trust those people. Today, you have to be very transparent. People, if they see the natural side of you, like I said, like if I am drinking coffee, I'll put it up on my stories, right? The things, if I take a picture with my mom or my dad or my sister, I'll post them. My family, right? I'll post them. This makes things so very genuine that even if you connect with less people, that less people will trust you. You see our about us page. We our entire team was in Bali. Now our team has like grown. We couldn't meet because of COVID, but our team has grown massively since then. But you can see over here, right? We have put that we have actually made a video to again show how authentic we are, right? How genuine we are. All of the person's name who are in the team, their social media link, everything everything is there crystal clear. And this is what 2021 and moving forward is all about. Your about us page should be about your story. It should be about you. It should be about your product. All of these things should be out there as a genuine way. And this will help you increase the, as you can see, even in Generate Press, right? Does the founder have to post a picture with his family? No, but he did because it enables trust right away.
It endears you, so you become like a normal human being. People would want to actually associate
that
with
was
you.
just a quick overview. We could always go.
Other things, other important thing is
Social media. There's no
social
share.
media buttons. I was
There's
about
no
to come
share.
to that.
Comment
want,
is
like,
also pretty tough right
social
now.
media buttons over there. So if people want to share your content, they can't, you know, you have to add those social media buttons out there.
I think the conclusion is missing as well. I think from the bottom. Yeah,
So,
there is a conclusion. Always have a conclusion section at the end, right? Because most people, what they do is they scroll down to the bottom, first read the conclusion to see whether it's worth it for them to spend the next 15 minutes reading your article. And this is something that even statistics shows that. So have your conclusion section always, just summarize everything in just like 3 paragraphs, what the article talks about and what do they learn from the entire article. It will intrigue them to read everything at that point of stage. So again, grab a new theme, start with a free Generate Press theme, or if you are looking for a lifetime deal, just head to PitchGround, look for local press, where you get like 50 pre-designed CRO-driven design themes, right? You can do that. Then start with something free. It's completely up to, if you even want to pick another theme, do that. But again, make sure it looks something like Generate Press. It looks very clean, modern. That will help you with conversion. If you don't want to do all of these things, right? Minan, can you go to ghost.org? This is one of my favorite platforms in the world. They have done a beautiful job. You can just sign up with them. It's an open source. If you don't want to pay them, then again, as a full disclosure, we have no affiliation or anything with Ghost, right? All you have to do is just click on the sign up button and get started. Though it is a paid platform, you can get started with, or if you want the open source, then you can go on DigitalOcean. Again, we have zero affiliation with DigitalOcean as a full disclosure. You can go on DigitalOcean and just select their Ghost template, which is going to cost you just $5 per month to start your blog on Ghost. And if you open up, let's open the Ghost blog theme, Minang, and let's just go to their showcase section.
Yep.
I think you should go to their blog section. Maybe.
So these are the blogs that's being showcased.
Again, all the themes are pre-made. It's beautifully designed. All of these things are there. If you don't want to bother too much, just pay $5 to DigitalOcean and get one of the free themes of Ghost and just get started. Right? It's really going to cost you $5 a month for hosting. That's it. $5, right? That's the 300 Indian rupees approximately.
Even DigitalOcean uses Ghost by the whole life.
Exactly, right? So that's how good they are. So just start using it. It's a beautiful way for you to get started. Again, if you can use another theme, just make sure that the elements, the optimization, designs are very clean. That is so. Is Bill Gates using Ghost as well?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, it's Stanford review. Sorry.
Stanford, yeah.
So look, everyone, there's some very big names using this, right?
Code Academy, like every big square. Oh my God.
Get started with Ghost. It's easy to manage. If you are looking for open source, again, you can use open source. If you don't want to bother all of those, I think their service starts at like $30 or $15, like I think $10 or something like that for a month. I think. Can you just go on pricing and very quickly show them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's literally $9 per month, guys. Like, if you ever reach 25K views per month, you should be making at least $5,000 per month by then, at least.
Everything is included. I think this is
SSL CDN. Again, guys, get started, right? If you don't want to go through all the hassles of setting up, just $9. That's it. Get started.
Perfect. So let's look at another blog. Aman, I hope that answers your question. If you're
I think we should take up like more questions. Let's keep on the URL because if we do that, it will take more time. We are already over time.
Perfect. So what standard fonts would you recommend for headings and body text? So I would personally go for a website called as Font Pair, and you can check it. It shows you the pair, the fonts you got to pair with, like heading and body. You should go and check it out. It's called Font Pair. Amazing blog. Exactly answers your question. So much of choices, all free fonts. Just go for it. Font Pair, Karthik. So How important is the TLD of a domain? Is .NET okay, or should we go for .com? That's a good question, Unesh. You want to take
It
this,
really
Udit?
depends.
Yeah.
I think people by default tend to go for .com, but it really doesn't matter other than the convenience of it. Most people tend to type .com by default.
Even
But
though .com will remain the king forever,
yeah,
but today I think .ai, .io, .co,
yeah, it doesn't really.
.net, these have become like an international extension. Just make sure you don't use local country driven extension, because that can affect your SEO. So if you end up using
.in.
.us, .co.uk, then .in, then chances of you ranking for international content will not exist at all. Like I have never seen .in ever in my entire life in my search history ever, right? I don't know if someone is using that, they're probably losing traffic because either they are not well educated or they don't know about these terms of SEO, right? So, but if you end up using .io, .co, .ai, which are like international extensions today, there is zero issues. It's accepted in every corner of the world, so you can start with any of those. And if you don't get .com today, .co and .io is like the next logical step, because so many bigger companies are using today. .io domains are being sold for over $1 million, which about 5 years ago was used to be valued at like $10-15, but people are buying and paying over $1 million for a .io, right? So the value is increasing because after 5 years, 10 years, even .io and .co and .ai will start getting extended when more and more people start adopting those domains. So start with any of those, it doesn't matter. But again, get started. Just avoid local country driven extensions. So don't use in, co.in, .us, anywhere you are in that specific country.
Absolutely. Next question. How do I set up multiple blogs for separate niches? Good idea. That's what you actually have to do. For separate niches, separate blogs.
So Unish is saying zoom.us. Try searching for Zoom contents. Let me see if you find them in search. Right? We're talking about SEO over here. We are not talking about branding, right? If you brand the heck out of it, if you have the money to brand out, then extension doesn't matter, right? Do we have that sort of a money? We don't, right? So let's not focus on
The same thing as Ishita wanting to start 5 blogs, 5 niches under the same thing. I mean, if you already have the recognition, it doesn't matter if you create 5 niches. If you don't have, this helps you be discoverable.
And perfect. OMAS, is very long tail domain name matters at SEO, like 25 to 30 characters. First of all, it'll be hard for people to find your blog itself and then typing it and etc. It's like minankreviews.mobiles.com. It's like they would lose me at my name. They would lose me at the review.
They won't remember your name, right? They won't remember your name. So Instoried, one word. PitchGround, 2 words. That's it. And that too, those 2 words are very rememberable name, right? So keep your name and focus on branding again, guys, because branding in the long term is going to play a major role. You look at Zoom, for example, they paid a lot of money. They build a brand. So these things matters, right? Guys, again, let's take up the next 3 questions and then we wrap up, guys. And then if you guys have more questions, we will be around Discord. You guys can ask us all those questions, or if you can join us in our Facebook group, or you can join our community, which is community.pitchground.com. Ask your questions over there. And again, you guys have various ways for us to connect with us.
Perfect. So this one's a question that I think you guys will need help with. It's like, can I write even when I know that I'm not an expert in that niche? The answer is yes. The short answer is, of course, yes.
Every freelancer essentially does that, no? They are not experts in certain things, but they get a freelance assignment. They do the research, put in the time, learn about the topic, spend, create your plan, and then publish.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to the second last question of the day.
And the question is, customer avatar, it's done. Wow. I think what's the most important step that comes after you have written the draft and before you're ready to publish it?
Review it on Instoried.
Absolutely. Review it on Instoried. It's going to give you an overview of all the, the tonality, the text, every single thing. So yeah, perfect 1-line answer. Got it.
Okay, so the last question of the day, guys. After that, is going to be the giveaway reveals, right? So some people who left, guys, I'm sorry, but you have lost already. So that's a winner. That's a win for someone else, right? So last question of the day,
Yes. So if a domain name contains special characters like dashes or something, will it rank or is it harmful to keep such domains?
Udit, you want to take that up?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
If a domain name contains special characters like dash or something, will it harmful? Should we go for it?
No, so that's not harmful for SEO. That is fine, but it is harmful for branding. So, for example, if I had a domain pitch dash ground,
Oh, no way.
right, it's not brandable at all, right? There are so many exchanges, so many words available today. Again, if you don't get .com, you can get started with even .blog, which is the official extension for powered by WordPress, right? They are the owners of .com blog, so extension. So you can always go with that. It's completely fine, right? But again, you got to get started. But again, avoid these kind of things because it will hamper your branding. As you cannot tell someone, hey, please go on pitch-ground.com. And when you say that, people might, instead of using the character dash, they might type dash, like pitch, DASH, ground, and they're like, hey, your website is not opening, right? So you have to tell them, no, do not use that. Use the actual dash, like the character dash, right? That's a problematic. So always think about these issues. And again, use 2 words. That's it. Do not use 3 words ever. There are so many 2 words combination that you can still make. You can get it on io.co. It's completely fine to go with those domains. They're internationally accepted domain and they will rank very well on google.com. Just avoid using any sort of country-based extension where only the person who is a citizen of that country can buy that domain. So, for example, we cannot buy US.us, and many of you who are not in India cannot buy .in or .co.in, right? Similarly, do not use these. These are not helpful if you're looking for building an international brand. So stick with these 4 domains. You'll get something for sure.
Perfect.
So with that, we'll be wrapping up all the questions. It's time for giveaway, right? So Minank, who is the first winner who has tagged us on Instagram?
Perfect. So we have around 10 or 15 people that tagged us on Instagram, and we're gonna choose Akanksha. Akanksha, are you
here? Please type hi if you're here. We're gonna count till 5. Oh, there you go. She
perfect.
She messaged even before counting 5, right?
Yeah.
Congrats, you have won an Instoried code. I hope this helps you with your blogging journey. I hope Instoried adds a lot of value to your life, and I hope you start your first article and post it with Instoried so that they can help you with your journey. We would absolutely love that, and maybe Instoried can cover you as a case study on their blog and make you more famous, right? So congratulations, Akanksha. Next one is going to be the winner for another Instoried Corey and PitchGround t-shirt, guys. So let's pick up one winner who is still here. Guys,
this is for the question?
No, this is the next one. The last one is for the question. So guys, the first one, get your hands on your keypad, right? It's time for typing. The first person to type the word t-shirt with T small wins. Oh, there you go. Oh my God, that was flying. That was very quick. Okay, who is the first one? T with the dash. Okay, the first person is Akshab.
Akshab, yeah, Akshab Dira, yeah, perfect.
Akshab, congrats! You've won a PitchGround t-shirt, and as well as you've won Instoried code. That will, again, I hope you get started with your blogging now. Congrats, Ashok. And the last one, this is gonna be on Ashwin, right? Ashwin, what's your favorite question of the day?
I liked Om's question. Om, are you still here? Okay, the question is AI going to rule the real content or?
There you go, Om. I think he's gonna have a lot of smile and he's gonna have a great sleep tonight because
nice.
Om, you have just won Instoried. Congratulations. I hope this adds a great value to your life. Guys, all 3 of you, please drop in your email address in the comment below right now in the Zoom. And our team would reach out to you.
Perfect.
Name another. All right. So again, just to remind you guys, if you guys are starting your blog today, make sure you write your articles, tag us on Instoried, at Instoried, or even my own personal at Ashwin SK, and I'd be happy to share it. on Twitter, on Facebook, or on Instagram. So go ahead and start today. I really hope you guys use Instoried to create amazing blogs, amazing content,
And
and
just to add to that, guys, make sure that if you have written any content and if you post on your Instagram and on your Twitter, just tag me on Twitter, which is @iuditg, and on Instagram, which is udit_underscore Goenka. So just look for this on search. You should find me very easily. Make sure to tag me, and I'll reshare on my feed whatever you guys write, as long as it's proper, right, it's proper article. I'm going to
yeah,
share it across on my feed, on my stories, and I hope that will help you get some eyeballs on your article, and a good way for you to start your journey, right, and good way for you to connect with us. So again, guys, take action. We are here to help you guys, we are here to support you guys, but we cannot make you guys further take action, right? We can push you in a swimming pool, but you still have to learn to swim, right? So that's something that you have to do yourself if you want to really succeed, right? So with that, guys,
6 minutes for the coupon to expire. So if you guys want that
yeah,
additional
guys,
10%,
just 6 minutes left. If you want to grab Instoried right now, is the time. After 6 minutes, the coupon code will expire automatically, and the 10% discount will be off forever. So with that, guys, we will be wrapping up this session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We have written down your emails. The winners will be reaching out to you, and you'll be getting your goodies and codes and everything in a while, in like next 24 to 48 hours. And again, you guys can connect with us. We have Discord, we have Facebook group, we have the online community. 3 beautiful ways to connect with us all the time, get all your help, reach out to us. We are literally click away from any of your queries, any of your trouble with your businesses. We're here to help you out to fuel your business growth, guys. So with that, good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. And the ones who are in US, Canada joining us, have a great day ahead, and make sure that you make this weekend even more productive. And always remember, send out 10 emails every day to new prospects, right? That's how you close in more deals. That's it. It will take you just 10 minutes of your life, 10 minutes of your day to send out just 10 email to your prospects, to your ideal prospects, in order to close at least 1 or 2 customers every week. It's not that difficult. That's almost, you're sending out 300 emails a month with follow-ups on top of that. So 300 leads, you can close at least 10 customers out of it. That will pay you at least like $500 minimum, right? You can make money, but all of those things will only happen if you take action, right? So with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Take action, keep taking action, and keep improving word percent every single day, guys, and enjoy the compounding effect of life and business. With that, we'll be wrapping up, guys. Take care, and have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
happy
Bye.
weekend and happy writing. Bye bye.
Bye.